What happens when you combine a race-swapped Buffy the Vampire Slayer with low-rent lesbian Twilight fanfiction? You get a Netflix series that's canceled after one season. First Kill. Meet Juliet, a high school-age vampire who for some reason can still see herself in mirrors, walk around in daylight, and is still in high school, who falls in love with a Slayer named Calliope.
You're Calliope?
Well, Cal's good.
Sure, why not? They then share a forbidden romance, just like those two. Well, maybe those two. Watch them take on other vampires, werewolves that look like bad CGI from 1995, and make out in the unsexiest way possible. You know, all you're doing is combining The Hunger, Twilight, and Buffy, and it's been done better. I mean, sheesh, you people. If you can't make lesbian vampires work on Netflix, then seriously, something is wrong here. Starring, whoever these people are. I really don't care anymore. But the mom was on Lost and a bunch of stuff you'll probably recognize. Don't miss When Animals Attack on Netflix. Now all we do is sit back and wait for the Axel Braun version, which will be 10 times better, believe me. From Marvel Studios. Watch as the Walt Disney Company pays tribute to one of their most beloved stars by not recasting him, and yet somehow still manages to insult his memory by making a lackluster movie where everyone is a walking, talking, living, breathing stereotype. Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. See the most advanced civilization on Earth that is rich in the precious metal known as vibranium, a metal that's given its society technological advances, and yet for some reason its army is still fighting with spears. Now they'll face one of Marvel's original villains, Prince Namor, the Submariner.
My enemies call me Namor.
I'm pretty sure it's Namor. If your enemies aren't calling you, then you can thank your phone plan. And doesn't this guy look kind of doughy to be someone who swims all the time? I mean, sheesh. Then Marvel will introduce one of its worst new characters in decades, that they honestly believe is capable of taking the place of Tony Stark.
Walking around here with that ash on your head.
Kevin Feige, if your goal was to save money after She-Hulk and go bankrupt at the same time, then job well done. Starring, nobody really cares anymore. Don't miss the most racist movie in history, Disney Marvel's Song of the South. Phase 4 just keeps getting worse and worse. At this rate, there'll be nothing left when we finally get to the X-Men.
You do not speak into my country and tell me what is fair.
Nobody goes off train.
Take their wheels and leave them.
Nobody goes off train.
Take their wheels and leave them.
Hey-ho, Silver, away!
From Lucasfilm, the company that has done more to destroy everything you love since your ex-wife got all your stuff in the divorce, comes the series that literally has no stakes because you know the main character has to live long enough just to die at the end of Rogue One. Andor. Meet Cassian Andor, the title character, a space immigrant who grew up on a Lord of the Flies mining planet, who now lives in a junkyard like Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, with a bootleg version of Wally who gets peed on by a space dog, pig thing, I'm not sure what this animal's supposed to be, and is now on the run after killing two guys. Watch as Cassian Andor is hunted by discount Kyle MacLachlan, who's the only American on this show, and for some reason he's been cast as the bad guy. Nice way to be subtle with your subtext there. Now, Cassian Andor must elude security forces by walking, strolling, sauntering, strutting, ambulating. Yeah, I'm running out of synonyms for walking here. Can we get to something interesting, please? Then, after 2.5 episodes, there's finally some action, with a generic shootout in a garage, where pulleys take out more bad guys than the actual weapons do. You know, this show is about a guy who crosses the border illegally, murders 2 people, and is now running from the Federales. Are you sure the Latino community wants to take ownership of this one? Diego Luna stars in the series that is ultimately completely pointless in Dead Man Walking. How is this Star Wars' prestige show? It's quite literally about nothing. At least Seinfeld was about a bunch of neurotic a-holes who were undateable in New York. That was at least something. This guy's just walking around for an hour and a half. Coming soon from Walt Disney Pictures. Witness the live-action remake from the director who brought you the reboot Mary Poppins Returns, which nobody saw. Comes the underwater adventure featuring a 25% different Ariel from legendary Danish author Hans Christian Andersen, who coincidentally is from a country where the population is less than 2% Afro-Danish. Hey, so it's not inconceivable. Halle Bailey stars in... No, not Halle Berry, Halle Bailey. But can we see Halle Berry? I mean, we did see her in a loincloth in the Flintstones. I mean, it really should be Halle Berry. But those ageist at Disney don't want to acknowledge women over 40 exist. Don't miss the live-action remake that won't be nearly as endearing and will have none of the charm of the original. Walt Disney Pictures presents The Little Mermaid. Again. You know, this isn't even the first time they race-swapped The Little Mermaid. And not for nothing, they're going to be lucky to get a release in China. Spider-Man No Way Home was banned for less. Tired of being misgendered with all that luxurious hair? Want to look at least 25% different than your literary counterpart? Do you want that well-coiffed Liberace glow? Then come on down to Supercuts. Our trained stylists will have you going to battle looking your most elvish. No, not Elvis, elvish. That's better. Supercuts, with locations now in Rivendell, Minas Tirith, the Shire, and Hammerfell. Well, that last one's actually Skyrim. Are you a boat asshole who needs to transport an army? Did you forget to pack enough supplies for a full complement of horses? Don't want to deal with the foul smell from below decks? Or did you just forget because you rushed off into battle because some blonde chick with pointy ears showed up out of nowhere and told you to? Well, at 1-800-BOAT-ASSHOLE, we've got you covered. From cavalry to show jumping, let us fulfill all your equine needs. Perfect for the army on the go. 1-800-BOAT-ASSHOLES, because you can't spell asshole without horse. The following video is brought to you through the generous support of viewers like you. If you like this content, then please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. And for those who are in the position to donate, this channel thanks you. And so does this orange cat.
Where am I? I'm scrolling and scrolling. I got all the way to the snow background. Oh, there I am. There I am. Oh, hello. Hello. I gotta do the fake British voice. I have caramel in my teeth. I had one stupid Milky Way before I went live, and I'm like, quick. One more commercial. Because it's still in my teeth. These little mini ones, those little fun size ones, or there's bite size, and it's still. Am I on? Good. I got a snow background, which should not be on, but it says there's some sort of noise in the residual. So, hello. We have a show today. I guess Willow's the big entertainment news. Let's see. Wednesday debut breaks Netflix records. I have seen all of Wednesday. Check out my Wednesday video that I uploaded about an hour ago. It's clipped from Monday, but it's edited better. So if you don't want to sit through like everything else, you can just go right to the Wednesday thing. That was pretty big news. So I'm like, yeah, let's go with that. And what else is happening? Willow's gay romance wasn't the only thing. Oh yeah, queer romance front and center. It's so redundant. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power completely falls off the Nielsen charts, so it's worse than we think. Disney, what is this? Disney makes Star Wars history with the Acolyte's groundbreaking story of diversity and whammon and bullshit. That's what's going on. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Oh, and Bob Iger responds to speculation of the sale to Apple from Screen Rant. Oh, we were talking about, that's one of the big things that's going on. And of course the Kanye stuff. Do we want to talk about that? Because I got, like, we're gonna probably do another little commercially thing on that. Because I don't know how much of that I can talk about. He said some things praising some people, saying he loves some people. And I get that he's trying to say he loves people in a Christian-y God sort of way. But don't be inarticulate and say it in a way, well, they're doing it for publicity. They're doing it for publicity. It's publicity. What's up with Willow? It's exposed as narcissistic or something. Oh, it's gay and stupid. I guess is the best way to put it. I like the Beanie Saga. We're going to tie it into the Beanie Saga because I think those are fun. I think it's more fun to do like a short, funny something of it than... if everyone says Willow Smith, probably not, because that has nothing to do with Willow. That's a different Willow. The Willow we're talking about is the Hobbit Light. It's the wannabe Hobbit. Is that what we're talking about with Willow? I don't understand. First off, I don't understand the point of Willow. I don't understand the point of it being a franchise. I never saw it in the 80s. It was one of those that just kind of like, I don't really care. It was Val Kilmer, so I don't really care about the Hollywood Pretty Boys. I've never really been into the Hollywood Pretty Boys. So I didn't watch it, like, for him even, and I didn't watch it because I was never that big into the 80s fantasy. But, yeah. Who's actually seen the new film, Black Panther film? I have. Hello. Fuke Norris. Will Smith, are the Smiths involved with Willow? No, they're not. No, we did watch the new Black Panther. It was pretty terrible. It was pretty racist. It was pretty racist and boring and redundant. That's what happened with the new Black Panther. So now the thing dropped again, like 2 seconds ago. Rob, any reason for it to drop? Is there any reason for it to drop since I'm not dropping frames? Remember the thing I asked you to monitor? Yeah, any of that going on in the background there? No. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure. Dr. Coffee Dolls, hey, watch that garbage. Right. Oh. This new Willow. It's I don't know how to describe it without going into some of the bad part of it, but the thing that people are going to think is the bad part isn't even what's bad about it, in my opinion. So, as the normie Willow, non-Willow person, I'm probably going to have to clip it. Prefer Howard the Duck to Willow. Yeah, I mean, if you gotta choose one or the other, if you do have to choose one or the other, maybe Howard the Duck was better. Willow, like, we watched the first episode of it last night, and there's just so many problems with it. There's so many issues. It's not necessarily bad as a show, but it's weird. It's just a weird. I don't know how to describe it. How do you describe Willow, Rob? How would you describe Willow? Would you want to come up so you're not yelling upstairs? And that's the thing. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a substitute for the live-action Lord of the Rings. Yeah, but it's not. It's never like the original. The original didn't feel like it, I don't think.
Oh, I was wondering where those went to.
Yeah, I brought them up.
Okay.
Excellent!
But now you're going to make a lot of noise while I'm going to be
Put them in my
recording. So.
pocket.
Holy crap, thank you so much.
Ozone.
Oh, 212, donate $10 Streamlabs. Oh dear. Who gives a why? Let me see what else that said. I missed half of that. Where was that? Streamlabs, there you go.
Are you recording now?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Excellent!
Log in with YouTube. It's gonna mess me up if I log in down on my other computer, though, that I'm not looking at. My terms of service. Well, I don't care. Have changed. I don't care. Oh dear, who gives an F? Thank you. I kind of do. I mean, it's not so much I care about.
In a professional way.
Yeah. It's more of like. What are they doing to these why are these properties still a thing?
Lucasfilm and Disney needed a fantasy property.
Yeah, that's probably all it is.
That's all it is. And they looked in their stable, and they said, "Oh."
And they had that bad movie that nobody liked. Did people actually like it?
At the time, people liked it well enough. I mean,
because I remember just kind of completely ignoring it.
Ron Howard.
Should I be recording any of this?
Maybe.
All right. Well, let me start from the beginning then. And then let me start from the beginning.
Move this so that we get the rustling out of the way, okay?
People saying Willow is just recently ruined, but I say nay, it was never good to begin with, probably. Is that good? Is that a good intro? I don't like that intro, because then people are like, you haven't seen it. I don't think I want to see it. I don't think I want to see it if this is representative of Willow. Is this representative of Willow?
No.
Okay, why are you here? Should I start over then? All right, I'll start over. I don't know what I'm saying. That's the thing.
I was trying to figure out how to answer that.
I don't know how to answer it either. Well, I don't know how to start a video of this. I think that's the problem.
That's how I answer it.
Well, I've already stopped recording. Please don't do that in my ear.
Sorry.
All right, I think you can probably just go downstairs.
Well, listen.
No, yeah. I'll move on to the next thing.
Right,
I don't know what to say about it because people are just gonna be pissed no matter what I say.
I don't know what to say about it. I'll just, like I said.
Oh, I know Willow is in a new movie. I know it is in a new movie.
Like I said,
there's a new TV show.
This was never designed. This was probably designed to be a franchise at some point, but
there's a new TV show.
It's just
and it's all gay.
It is a movie. And it was nothing more than that, and it wasn't a particularly great movie.
Yeah, it looked dumb. It was a dumb movie.
It ripped off...
It was a dumb movie. I didn't want to watch that.
For the record, I'll go on record right now saying...
Yeah, it was Val Kilmer, and I didn't want to watch Val Kilmer either.
Was okay.
All right, well, when am I going to start recording? Because now you're talking, and I can't get a chance to... All right. That's what I was trying to figure out a way to intro this. So now they're falling for the woke crap writer. Well, that's just shit before it was woke, though, from what I'm seeing. It was, like, really, like, if it was all modern-y, because the thing I hate about this is the modern-y bullshit. And it does the modern-y, like, oh my god, mom, I'm such a valley girl shit. It does the modern-day speech, and if it did that then it was bullshit then. So was it that way then? Because here's where people are going to be mad at me. If this is how Willow always was, then I don't think Willow was very good to begin with. I am Mecca. I'm sticking with that intro. And fine, people are going to be mad at me because I haven't watched the original Willow. But I watched the first episode of the new TV series to see if, hey, well, maybe going in unbiased, maybe going in with a clean, fresh slate, not knowing anything about it, maybe that's the best way to do it. Am I right or am I wrong? Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera, and I'm the only person in this room who's seen Willow.
That's because there's only 2 people in this room.
Exactly.
We watched the first episode of the new show that has a character called Willow, apparently. It's very confusing, and there's a lot of, like, okay, so there's a baby and some redheaded somebody, and which one's the baby?
The baby
is this the girl? Is it the gay girl?
Was one of the gay girls.
Okay, but not Enfy's Nest.
No, not Enfy's Nest.
Everybody's gay in it now. Everybody's gay. Everybody's...
They're all gay, and it's
Were they anyway?
No.
Okay, no. So they changed it because... The first episode of this, spoiler, they have this bratty kid who's like, nah, I'm not gonna marry Spider-Man's lame friend who's on social media all the time, Mom. And so she's like, I'm in love with Envy's Nest, but I can't say I'm in love with Envy's Nest, even though in this world, there's no reason to not say I'm in love with Envy's Nest, because diversity, modernism. And so meanwhile, Envy's Nest is like, I'm gonna go off and be a knight, because you're gonna get married anyway. Yes, but I love you, but we're not allowed to say we're in love. But Envy's Nest is going to be like, I'm going to go off and be a knight. I'm going to be a knight, I am. Because she's got one of those really shitty British accents. So, I'm going to go off and be a knight, I am. And so she's going to leave. But then, all of a sudden, something happens where pretty boy, twin brother of gay girl... Now, if she's the baby from the opening, where the heck did he come from? They're twins?
No, wait.
Because there's twins.
Even I'm getting this
And you've
wrong.
seen the movie. So there's twins. So Val Kilmer and some annoying snit, some annoying shrew woman have kids in this. But Val Kilmer's the deadbeat dad. He's not in this.
He's gone.
So he's gone, so never mind him. If you liked him, you know, you're screwed, because they turned him into a deadbeat dad. He's buggered off somewhere. And he's a deadbeat dad. Meanwhile, he's got a pretty boy son who looks exactly like him, who's in and out of bed with every girl in the kingdom. And he's got a twin sister who's in love with Envy's Nest. The redhead who's and she's about 4'11" for realsies, and Envy's Nest is about 5'1". And these are all teeny tiny little girls in this. Mm-hmm. Pretty boy, twin brother of gay girl, he gets kidnapped by something. By some monster, some over-the-toppy, voice effects monster from the 80s. And so that everybody now changes their plans. It's like, oh, I'm not going to marry so-and-so. And she doesn't even have a British accent, gay girl daughter. She's like, nuh-uh, Mom, I'm not going to go marry Spider-Man's friend. He's lame in his eyes, phone texting all day. And all he cares about is his social media. Because it's that guy from the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And so everybody, including, doesn't he go along too? So everybody, all the palace and everybody, all the teenagers going on this quest to find pretty boy Val Kilmer's son.
Yes.
Who all of a sudden, now he's in love with this bread making girl or something. Muffin girl. He's in love with this girl's
muffins.
Muffin girl.
Who doesn't love good muffins?
But she turns out to be the bestest thing ever. Now she's the baby because she had the mark of the devil or something. She had the trident. She had the mark of Sauron or some dumb crap on her arm. So she's the redheaded baby. So she's the queen of everything, and the whole world revolves around her. Not the gay girls. And then Willow's in it for the last second. And he's like, come here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
I'm a wizard.
I'm a wizard, Harry. But it's bad. It's bad.
This is not good.
It's all modernism speaking. And did they do that previously?
From what I remember in the movie, it's been a few years since I've seen it. No, they didn't. There was always...
Did accents come and go?
No, accents... Billy Barty, the little person actor, he was in it. And from what I remember, and Val Kilmer didn't have a bad British accent. And... they all spoke not Old English, but kind of proper
nobody's
English.
speaking with British accents if they don't have one originally. For maybe for 2 seconds, gay girl does, and that's all she's gonna be. We're just gonna call her gay girl. Disney's Willow puts a queer romance front and center, and it was just organic.
No, it wasn't.
Except for the fact that this has been done a million, billion, zillion, trillion times over when it's every Disney movie ever. The girl doesn't want to marry the prince. She wants to go off and find her own thing. But she's really in love with somebody else. And it doesn't even matter that it's girls. Because guess what? They're not cute to look at. It's not hot girl and girl anything, so it doesn't matter. It's just to pat Disney's self on the back and be banned in China. It's just for bad press.
I don't understand why they keep giving Envy's Nest work in these action properties. She is not believable as anything.
As an action hero. But I'm a knight, I am. I'm a knight.
I'm a space pirate. Go away, little girl.
I'm a space pirate, I am.
No, you're not. I'm a flag smasher, I am. I'm an anarchist, I am. She was the anarchist in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, God.
And she wasn't believable as that.
I'm an anarchist, I am. Sorry for the bad accents, but that's how she kind of sounds. She's got the most uneducated, unsophisticated, non-posh. What's the opposite of posh? accent and the way she speaks, and she's supposed to be like a lady in the night of something but they don't accept girls as knights, but they do now because she's just so darn amazing. She's never proven it. Did she do anything to prove she was?
No, she never did.
Other than letting Val Kilmer's pretty boy son get kidnapped.
Cockney, not
even Cockney. It's just real rough street thug accent. She's got like you know how like John Boyega does in Attack the Block. That's kind of how she sounds in this. Was it mostly or all bad? Oh, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty bad. Like I've seen some. It's not Star Trek Discovery bad, but that one
Yeah, it's very bland. It's very pedestrian. Nothing special about it. Nothing grabs you really and keeps you really interested. You know, just the temptation to pick up the phone and check out what's going on is too overriding.
What was the name of the movie? There was like Willow but in space. Probably Krull.
Yeah,
probably Krull.
Yeah,
that's better.
Krull.
That's better than this. I'd rather watch Krull than this, but I kind of have a thing for bad movies sometimes.
I would rather watch Ishtar.
But Krull at least has the glaive and something. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like this wants so bad to be a 1980s thing, but then at the end it's like it's got like this song. Hey, guess what? We're back. Did you miss us? We're back. But it's like a pop.
No, I didn't miss.
It's like a pop. Guess what? We're back. It's a pop song, and I can't. And like, no, did you miss us? We're back. Did you miss us? We're back. And it doesn't sound. Whereas Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power takes itself so seriously and is so over the top, and it has the opera. You know, and we're fighting the Sauron evil rings. No, this one's like this one might as well have Aquafina come in and rap it. Did you miss us? We're back. Did you miss us? We back. We back. We back. Did you miss us? We back. It might as well break down and rap.
Yeah,
that's what this movie, this TV show is. It is like the rap equivalent of fantasy.
I'm wondering like this. This is. I'm not going to say that this is another beloved property that Lucasfilm destroyed because listen, this. It wasn't beloved. It really.
People liked Willow from what I remember, but
people had a soft spot for it. But let's just call it for what it is. The original movie was a ripoff of everything from the Ten Commandments to Gulliver's Travels. Okay?
It was Ron Howard and everybody wanted to do a Lord of the Rings, but they couldn't get the rights, right?
That's
what you guys are saying in chat.
Most likely.
They probably could. It was the Lucasfilm Lord of the Rings.
It was Lucasfilm's fantasy property.
Which they should have just stuck with the Dark Crystal. That was so much better.
Yeah. And they like I said, it just wasn't that good. It just really wasn't. And I saw it at the movies back in the day.
See, this is the one that didn't have Muppets, so I didn't care. Right? It didn't have any Muppets, or any. Yeah, no Muppets, no care.
There's little bitty people.
No Muppets, no care. Are they in Muppet costumes?
Like brownies or whatever. No.
Are they in Muppet?
No.
Then I don't care.
No.
Then I don't care. Ron Howard and George Lucas' 1988 fantasy epic. See, I was 9 years old at the time. I was already kind of aging out of Lucas and fantasy epic Willow aimed. See, by 89 though, Val Kilmer was playing Jim Morrison. So I was like more interested in his next thing and hearing about, he's going to play Jim Morrison. Yeah. By 88, I did not care about George Lucas, Lucasfilms, because this was kids stuff. For me. And I was trying not to be at 9 years old. Star Wars had done for science fiction. It wanted to do for fantasy what Star Wars had done for science fiction. While it didn't quite live up to that lofty promise, Willow remains a cult favorite, a pillar of the crop of 1980s fantasy films that delighted adults and both terrified and enthralled children. Okay, so it's an 80s fantasy romp, so it's probably better produced than Death Stalker. I've seen clips of it here and there. I've seen bits and pieces flipping through. So that's why I say I haven't seen it, because I haven't sat down from beginning to end and watched it in one sitting. But I've seen, enough of it to kind of remember it, but it's been so long that, we'll just pretend I haven't, so that people can't say, well, you haven't seen it if you don't remember this, and this, and I won't remember. I'm listening too much to the people who are going, well, I'm listening too much to the rears. Don't listen to rears. No cute, the mecha, no care. Yeah, there's no baby Yodas. There's nothing cute in it. And I'm not a baby person. So if it has a baby in it, I'll be like, well, as long as it doesn't scream. Well, there's nothing cute in Legend either. They're talking about Legend in chat. I wasn't a Legend fan either, but that's Tom Cruise, and I'm like absolutely not a Tom Cruise fan. Among those children, enthralled children, among those children was producer Jonathan Kasdan, who was born with a silver spoon up his butt because he's the son of
Lawrence
Kasdan, who actually wrote The Empire Strikes Back, right? Mm-hmm. And Good Things, and actually earned his place in Hollywood, unlike the kid who just happened to be born into the right family. So it's no question to me that this kid's gonna screw it up. Why do I put more faith in other kids who grew up in Hollywood than this? Like, why do I say that the kid, Ivan Reitman's son Jason, did a better job with Ghostbusters? I don't know. Maybe I love Ghostbusters more. Maybe I'm softer on Ghostbusters. Maybe after Ghostbusters 2016, Aftermath was better. Maybe you're gonna use that and say, but clearly you said this and you're hypocritical and I'm listening too much to the clearly you people again.
Oh,
all right, so Warwick Davis is back.
Briefly.
Yeah, for the last second. There's 2 episodes up. We haven't watched the second one yet. We only watched the first. This time, Willow is accompanied by a whole ensemble of mostly teenagers. That's your problem. A bunch of teenagers, each pulling and pushing against fantasy tropes that will be excitingly familiar to an audience in an era where D&D is mainstream. Yep. It's no longer geek culture. We have theater geek culture. We have the dweebs and the spazzes and the dorks and all those people thinking that they're geeks. These are the people who weren't quite cool enough to be into metal or be into anything interesting back then or now. So they're thinking they're geeks. These are all the theater spazzes. And YA fiction is full of plucky heroes and heroines. The role of Laura Danan, enough with these names, the legendary infant chosen one who is destined to save the world, has been kept under tight wraps, but nevertheless she casts a long shadow of the series and its stars. Willow's 2 mains are Kit and Dove, both young women who wrestle with the legacy of Laura Danan, but Kit's own what the hell is this?
I think I made that word up.
Buildings Roman? Buildings
Roman, yeah.
May come to overshadow Doves in conversations about the show as a good part of her journey, realizing that she's in mutual love with her best friend. In a long overdue and welcome development for fantasy cinema, television, and the Disney Corporation itself. Kit, a self-centered tomboy princess who spends most of the series dressed like the Dread Pirate Roberts, and Jade, an orphan girl who wants to become her country's first female knight, are as tough as someone took every tomboy fantasy heroine in the YA literature canon, tossed them into a blender, and flipped being a mad scientist lever from subtext to text.
And wasn't that the problem with Willow originally, that they took everything and put it into a blender and it spat it out?
I don't know.
A uniquely average movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it was.
I don't know. Maybe that's why I think that's why it's so memorable for me. And Krull, I remember way more.
But look at their costumes. There's just nothing about the even just like the costume design tells me there's nothing special about it. It's just all generic.
Polygon sat down to talk to Kasdan.
Oh my god. It's Dungeons and Dragons the cartoon. Oh my god. It's Dungeons. Yes, that's what that is.
Okay, find a picture for reference.
Oh.
Find a picture for. So they just made D&D cartoons.
They made D&D cartoons, but like the Effie's Nest has the exact same costume as one of them.
Okay, look that up on your phone. You got your phone?
No, I don't. You got your phone?
I got my phone here.
The thief. That's the thief costume. Oh my god.
But they're diverse and inclusive. The Polygon sat down to Kasdan and talked first and foremost about being the first true franchise on Disney Plus to really center around a queer story. And also about weird movies from the 80s and from the road to return from modern YA fantasy, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if they're gay. I'm tired of romance. And why do we need a romance? Why can't they just find themselves without finding love along the way? Isn't that going to litter up the story? I'm so sick of people falling in love. I've seen it 1 billion times. And this is why this is why I said in the beginning. And then people are just going to, the people who don't even watch me are going to be like, you just don't like it because it's gay. I don't like romance anymore. I'm tired of people, and then they fall in love because you got bigger things to worry about.
It's a little different, but it's That's
25% different.
25% different.
All right.
Because I think who owns it? I think Warner Brothers. I think owns those characters.
I don't know. Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Well, here, just pull up a whole picture of it in images. Why don't you just do that? Images.
I mean, it's that's so they're ripping off. They're ripping off all the archetypes.
Well, isn't that kind of... Well, that's what they said they were going for, was Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want any of that. I'm looking for pictures.
They're ripping off all... Of course, the wizard is... I mean, look. I mean, everything is... It's all really similar. Oh, my God.
Oh, well, that's pretty much all fantasy for me.
I know. I know it's low-hanging fruit. I'm like, but I'm like, specifically, like, they gave the redhead the same costume. Except less revealing, because we can't have that now.
I'm tired of teenagers falling in love, period. I'm tired of seeing it. And this is so much ripping off Game of Thrones. I'm like, I was asking him, because it seemed like her, so the one in the middle here was supposed to be engaged to this one over here. And they're like, yes, but I'm in love with this girl over here. All right, so when is she going to get her face smashed in like on Game of Thrones? Is that going to happen? Are they going to have the stones to go for that? Probably not. Because, give us some actual, give us some reason to care that they're girls in love. Like they do in Game of Thrones. Give us some reason to care about people who are in love. You don't give us any reason. I mean, just because they're two stupid girls who happen to be besties.
Don't.
Sorry to burst everybody's bubble, every male fantasy bubble out there, but I don't know about today where everybody's gay, but in the 80s and the 90s, not everybody was gay. Not everybody was exploring their sexuality. If you were gonna go and kiss a girl, you'd probably get punched for it. If she didn't feel the same, she wouldn't be surprised. She wouldn't be... So... How did a queer relationship come to the core of the show? Because you're a pervert and you want to see two teenagers making out with each other. I think that's all it is.
I think that's all it is.
That's all it is. He wants to see two girls who are about 4'11", who look like they might be about 16 max, and that's typical Disney. That's typical Disney right now. Disney, are they grooming your... Probably. I think they probably have too much romance in this. It's not very interesting. I don't care about these characters. But then again, I wasn't a Willow fan to begin with, so... Do we care what he has to say? Do we care?
Not particularly.
Kit and Dove. Both young women. Because it's part of the landscape of the world around us. The diversity and the diversity and the diversity. There's no pushback. What's interesting? Of course there's no pushback. There's no pushback because
Excellent!
This is Disney quadrupling down. If everybody's gay, then the world will never get repopulated. Who cares? We're too many of us anyway. Thank you so much, Begley Pete. But there's no pushback here because that's what Lucasfilm wants. That's what the agenda wants.
That's what I want.
Well, and Bob Iger and everybody there, he literally admitted that, yeah, we're going to keep going with the diverse stuff because as we get more and more people on the planet, we're going to have more diverse people. I get that part of it, but at the same time, stop dragging these old properties out of the woodwork just to ruin them. I mean, like it or not, this is somebody's favorite property, whatever my feelings of it aside, right? One thing I love about the movie is that you have to have very classical fantasy at the heart of it. You have this very contemporary Val Kilmer character who has a sound that is unlike any other 80s fantasy character ever had. It was important to keep the spirit. Oh, so it is very modern-y in the movie?
It is and it isn't. I mean, Val Kilmer he speaks very modern.
See, that would drive me crazy. That would just drive me crazy because it drives me crazy when this one does it, when Gay Girl does it.
I mean, there's not a lot of use of "there's a tempest in me." There's not.
Well, that one takes it. That's like the other extreme. That's like taking
yeah.
yourself way too seriously. But for crying out loud, at least be like Men in Tights and have the decency to speak with an accent that works with your show. I mean, you're supposed to be this Britishy, medieval-y thing, and she has half of an accent for about a minute, and then she leaves.
Oh my God, Mom! I'm totally not gonna marry Flash Thompson.
Why not? I mean, he is on social media all the time. But that...
I don't care how many Instagram followers he has.
That's okay. He doesn't want to marry you either. He's more in love with himself. He's more in love with Spider-Man, isn't he?
Oh, he's totally got a thing for Peter Parker.
As any red-blooded American boy would, who's pretending to be medieval British-y fantasy world. So, yes, the new Willow is terrible. Skip it if you liked the old one. If you're tired of gay stuff and things. I think I'm tired of just romance in general. That's my threshold on it. I'm like, oh, they're kissing. I don't care who's kissing. I don't care if it's straight people or gay people or just stop with the kissing and anything. Going back to my live chat. Don't go anywhere. Oh, man.
Ugh.
Speaking of bad fantasy.
Bad fantasy.
Speaking of bad fantasy, they were lying about Lord of the Rings.
It's like totally most watched.
No, it wasn't.
All right. Willow. I'm just talking about Willow. I never thought I'd talk about Willow in 2022.
Right. Is this an old article? This is an old article. No, more November 30th. Falls off the Nielsen charts. Well, we knew this. Didn't I do a thing on this where it wasn't in the ratings anymore? I think we did. Well, let's kick it a little bit more. Why not? Not talking to you. I'm live. Go away, Rob. Sure, we'll kick Lord of the Rings while it's down a little bit more. I am Becca, and this is literally the same video I already made, like, with the other article. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power completely falls off the Nielsen charts just 2 weeks after the season finale. I've already talked about this, didn't I? I thought it was another one. I thought it was Cosmic Book News that had this. So, no matter what, it was bad and people stopped watching it towards the end. They had fewer and fewer. Let's see what else they aggregated here. Completely fell off Nielsen's top 10 charts just 2 weeks after the show's season finale premiered. The 8th and final episode of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, a Lloyd release on October 14th. The show ranked 1.3 billion minutes and placed second on Nielsen's overall list behind Netflix The Watcher. What the hell's The Watcher? I don't even know what the hell that is. All right. So we got Lord of the Rings, Dahmer, House of Dragon, blah. And the series would completely fall off the Nielsen overall list a week after its season finale. Well, that's what usually happens. Nobody's rewatching these. Okay, so this is after the fact. Nobody's rewatching them. House of the Dragon. I guess people would probably be like, oh, it's actually pretty good. I'll marathon the whole season. But I think for anybody, they tuned into the first few episodes of Lord of the Rings, and only the people who are actually reviewing it kept with it. And everybody else, unless they were a diehard fan, they just kind of said, nope. However, it did appear still on Nielsen's original ranking, placed 5th. So this isn't nearly as outrageous, I think, as people think. I think it does tell that people are dropping off. People aren't going back and watching it after the fact. Like, if you hear Cobra Kai is good and you haven't seen it, then you'll go back and you'll catch up. That's kind of how I am. I if I'm kind of just barely interested in something and people say, oh no, it's actually pretty good, then I'll wait until after and then I'll watch it all. Oh, I haven't watched House of Dragons or Rings of Power. House of Dragons good. House of Dragons is good. Rings of Power is not good. But then again, Lord of the Rings wasn't good to begin with. So I don't know why they had to bring that one back. Why does everybody need a Game of Thrones fantasy series? Are there that many theater geeks out there? Are there that many D&D theater geeks out there now with Stranger Things? Do people really, really enjoy this that much? I guess so. I don't know. I'm too old for it. So it's a motorcycle. What do you make of these Nielsen numbers and the complete fall off? I think that's it. I think that people are hearing bad stuff and they aren't going to go check it out. And there shouldn't. Why should they? I am going back to my live chat. Don't you go anywhere. I only have 3 minutes of that. 3 minutes to talk about. Spend more time yelling at Rob to stop making background noise. Stop clearing his throat. What's that? That's my phone. Why is my phone there? D&D is totally gay now too. D&D was gay anyway. I don't get why people liked D&D to begin with. Never understood that. Star Wars history. What else is news? Oh, do we want to talk about... I don't want to play it. So Kanye was on the Alex Jones show, and he said he loved a bunch of bad people. You know, the World War II bad guys. And I'm like, dude, we're gonna probably put together something like another All My Beanies or something for that. Probably. We need more to expand these properties in some mega corporations. Why though? Why do we need to expand this crap? Usually these franchises lay with the fans. I disagree. I think franchises, we don't need franchises forever, because once it turns into a franchise, that's what kills it. Once it turned, like, Willow was never a franchise, it was a movie. It was a movie that I could completely ignore. I don't think we should even have franchises like this anymore. Because the second something turns into a franchise, then it gets corporatized. You get the McDonaldization coming in, and then it goes. And even the fans, because you're always gonna have some. And we discussed this with the what was it? Kevin Smith He-Man. With the Kevin Smith He-Man, you're always going to have some fan who thinks they know better than the other fans. You're always going to have some fan who comes in and says, well, I want to focus on this part of it because this is what resonated with me. Like, if I went in and did a show about He-Man or something, it would probably literally be the Kevin Smith He-Man. And everybody would hate me for it because... despite going and listening to the guy at the network who had the show Bible and had everything he knew and laid out and all the lore, that still wasn't good enough. So listening to the fans is still not going to be good enough, because you're always going to have some fan out there disagreeing. So Hollywood cannot just do a one and done success. Oh, they can't. Remember, Hollywood's a business. They're trying to keep people coming back to them. They're trying to keep people coming back. And the fact that they can't keep people coming back forever for this stuff. Like, how many of these things are people just pirating? Probably all of it. I would assume that every single property out there that they make has people, especially in this day and age, when it's easier to pirate than it is to figure out how to use a streamer. Do you know how hard it is to figure out how to use a Roku or a Fire Stick? For crying out loud. Seriously, just a VPN and a BitTorrent reader. It hasn't changed in 10 years, probably longer. But these streamers and these hoops you've got to jump through, and it's like, oh, connect this account to this, and I'm like, I'm not installing a new freaking computer or cell phone, for crying out loud. I'm just trying to figure out how to use a Fire Stick. So I think that's a lot of this is the technology. Is people are just so tired of the constantly. I got tired of constantly buying the same thing over and over again and figure out new technology every single time you do. Okay, so first you got to go through and deal with Chris Kelly. Thank you so much for being a member. Tier 3. Holy crap, Tier 3. Thank you. I don't deserve you, but thank you. They're adding Star Trek Prodigy on FTA TV. Couldn't the last 2 seconds of the show. Oh, I haven't watched Prodigy yet. I haven't watched Prodigy. It looks like an app game. It looks like an ad on Twitter for an app game. What was I talking about? Fire sticks. So I'm too old for technology. Yeah, you get used to like buying, you'll buy a DVD player or a VCR. Let's say you're me back in the day. You buy a VCR, you get that hooked up. And then you upgrade to DVD. That's pretty self-explanatory. Then comes in HD. And you need an HDMI thing, and you no longer have the little things and the little wires. So you got to adapt to that, and then you got to adapt to the next thing and the next thing. Then you're adapting an HD thing and a soundboard and a Roku and a Fire Stick and So it's easier for people to pirate than it is to figure out all these new technologies that keep coming in. And I'm not buying the same thing anymore. I refuse to rebuy anything. If I bought it on VHS and I bought it on DVD, I'm done. That's it. I bought it probably, there's so many of these things, like Army of Darkness. I couldn't tell you how many times I bought that. Or Spaceballs. Or any of those type of movies. You buy them once on Laserdisc, you buy it again for the widescreen Laserdisc thing, then you buy the VHS or whichever way in reverse. You probably buy the VHS first. And then you get the Blu-rays, and then you get the this or that. I'm tired of buying the same thing. Hello, Manny Mae Gordon. So we get to the point. We get to the point with these. Where I think that they need to realize that sometimes it's easier to pirate than it is to stream. Oh, Lord. Kanye West. Did you see this? I don't want to pull it up because I don't want to get my channel banned. We'll do something on it. I don't know if I'm going to do something on Rumble or not. Most people don't remember dial telephones or changing a TV using the knob on the TV, right? That too. Well, now, I mean, what's the last time I even owned a television? Okay. Oh, yeah, I don't want to play that. I'm going through Twitters here. What else is going on? Here? Disney. Makes Star Wars history the Alkalite. Oh, no. I thought I had something. Oh, shit. I lost one. Who thinks The Omen should be shown on Christmas Day? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I liked the original Omen, though. That was one of the better... Those are the better ones. One of the better horror movies. I'm trying to look for something here. I'm not seeing it. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is trending. Why? The teaser trailer. Oh, they just dropped a teaser. Is this new? Have you seen this, Rob? No. Okay, they got a new teaser for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 that just dropped. Okay. I guess that's the big news for the day. We want to watch the teaser. Here you go. New teaser from James Gunn himself. All right. Here we go. You want to watch it? Yeah, hang on. Reset, transform. Oh, they're doing May again?
What's that?
They're going with May again?
Yeah.
Screw James Gunn. Why? Oh, God, why?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, God, why?
Let's not do that again. Please.
Oh, why? What did he do this time? What are we triggered by today? Tell me now.
Joke.
Oh, I don't care. Oh, God. Let me guess, you're triggered by groomers, too. I don't even care anymore. They're grooming the children!
This is mass scale grooming.
Good. I don't care. Oberk's Marathon.
It's probably going to have some... So,
Oh, well, we'll have a song. We're going to get demonetized now. Do you want to watch it first to see if it has a song?
Yeah, we'll watch.
I hate doing trailer reactions live.
Downstairs?
I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I didn't like the first one, so people are gonna be mad at me because I didn't like the first one. Especially Hitler. We'll just play that. Should we just play that news?
All right. Well, let me go watch the trailer.
I watched it. It has a song. Well, give me a second.
All right.
There, did we get it? Did I refresh it? Did I change it? I don't know. Actually, no. Let me talk about this before I talk about the trailer. Let me talk about why I don't give a shit about people's personal feelings. Because I can't tell what I'm supposed to care about or what I'm not. I can't talk about a movie that happens to be directed by James Gunn because one snowflake is triggered by something he said 3 or 4 years ago because everybody's like rethinking the children shit all of a sudden. Is that where we're at now? Is that where we're at now? See, this is why I don't cater to cult members. This is why I don't cater to tribes. This is why I don't cater to the you have to hate everybody I hate shit. That doesn't fly with me. That doesn't fly with me. And if what I like and what I don't like isn't good enough for somebody, then whatever. You're here for my opinions. I'm not here to listen to other people's. I'm not here to hear who the cult is canceling today. I'm not here to hear why the cult has a problem with what James Gunn thought 5 years ago. I'm not here to... That's where I'm at. I get so sick of this shit. I get so sick of I can't listen to you because you don't hate the right person. I can't listen to you because you didn't try and cancel somebody. Well, fuck off then. Seriously, I get so sick of that crap. And that's the most NPC garbage stuff. That, I can't even watch a movie trailer because somebody might have been canceled associated with it. Can you see the bullshit in this? This is why I hate the think of the children shit. This is why I hate that cult stuff. And until the Republican Party starts paying my bills, then they can go fuck themselves. Now. I'm gonna watch a goddamn trailer for a fucking movie because guess what? Everybody in Hollywood's tainted with something. And if you're going for sounds like Orville season 4 is gonna happen though. Oh sweet! Chris Kelly, is Orville season 4 happening? Yay. Did we hear it?
Yay!
I saw something about the Orville.
Excellent!
So I got a rant about this. Seriously? We can't just... I'm supposed to be triggered by James Gunn now. Oh God, what the hell did he do? He locked a little person in a washing machine. Fine.
He made a joke. It was about this sort of edgy comedy thing back in the.
Well, wait until I start wearing all Balenciaga, and that'll trigger all the dumb NPCs. Now that that's said, I am Mecca for Balenciaga. Buy their product. Is that offensive enough? Do I need to go full Kanye on people?
I will offend again.
I have offended. I will offend again. Firstly, there's so much on YouTube. I want to get to an MMA cage and see if they can back up their tough talk for money on me. I would fight any of these boys, these man baby boys who have a problem with me, who have a problem with anything. I would physically fight them in a ring. And they know that they wouldn't stand a chance because they're scared of me coming onto their streams. They can't handle me on their streams. I get tired of it. I get so tired of it. Now, where's the trailer? I lost it. Oh, it's over here. What's this Netflix? Harry and Meghan. I gotta do something on the Harry and Meghan thing, too. So is that going to be is this going to be an issue? Are we still canceling James Gunn, or can we be grown-ups and stop crying about it? What did he do even?
He made a joke about...
So he made a joke?
Something about... this is something in Hollywood called...
So he put children in BDSM gear with teddy bears. Is that what James Gunn did?
No. I don't remember exactly what it was.
He put a little person in a washing machine is what he did, right? And he took her picture?
I think so.
Fuck's sake. Sure, we'll support him. The way people are acting about James Gunn, you'd think he was Ye himself. I am Mecca, and something fell in the trash that shouldn't have. Off of my desk, or should have it? I don't know. I heard a noise. I heard a noise.
Paper plate.
I think it was the paper plate font. Oh, that's okay. That's okay then. I have been getting flack because of the person who tweeted this trailer happened to do something that some special little snowflakes got triggered by. It's not like he said he loved the World War II bad guys like Kanye West or anything. Get over it. I don't care anymore. I am not an activist. I am not trying to be all high and mighty to impress a bunch of people I don't know without real usernames on the internet, people who hide behind screen names. I am just here trying to do a trailer reaction to a movie that I didn't like the first one of, that I liked the second one of quite a bit, to some controversy from the director that I didn't give a crap about, and still don't, and I'm not canceling Balenciaga. Keep up being offended, people, and I'll start wearing Balenciaga. Oh, yes, I will. I will, just for the controversy. No! I'm trying not to be high. Well, I'm not trying to be high and mighty. I'm not going to be high and mighty. I'm not going to sit there on my high horse like I'm a vessel of virtue. Like I am above anything. Like it's my responsibility, even, to be an activist. I tell you what I think of movies. I am not trying to be an activist any way, shape, or form. Now that that's out of the question, or out of the way, or whatever, I guess I gotta talk about a movie! Because let's face it, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. And the first one wasn't even that good. The second one was better. Now that get mad because I didn't like the first one. How about that? Get mad at me, say, I can't take your opinion seriously because you didn't like the first one. Do I need to have seen the Christmas one? I didn't watch the Christmas one. Also, should I make myself smaller? Let's make myself smaller. Boom.
Gone for quite a while.
So is that the ship they normally have?
No.
Oh, who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. That's my crime.
My crime is, that means you clearly acknowledge and support every bad thing that everybody ever did in Hollywood, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But no
Clearly.
matter what happens next?
Oh, wow.
Is it a transformer? Why are you just killed people? You just
He's-
landed on
okay,
people's
so
houses.
He came back to Earth, I guess.
The galaxy still needs its guardians.
But you just killed people by squashing it. Also, Groot's full size. I like baby Groot. I don't like teenage Groot.
Hello, we come in peace.
They're clearly not. It's clearly not Earth.
This is the mutants from Mighty Boosh Season 1. Yes. Is that a lemur? That's a lemur. Ah! It's a lemur. It's a baby lemur. You hurt the baby lemur. Oh, kill him. He hurt the baby lemur. Kill him.
Drax, seriously, dude?
No!
Good. Kill him. He hurt the baby lemur. Is it? Oh, it's that song? That one?
I only.
That song. I hate that song. I don't know what it is, but it's a horrible song. It's that one, right? See, that's the problem with this. He has the worst taste in music.
James Gunn?
Yes! Oh, it's awful. He put one good song in any of these. Everything else is just garbage after garbage after garbage after garbage after garbage.
Go all the way.
Ooga Chaka was in these.
I know.
Brandy, You're a Fine Girl was in these. Oh, everything.
Go All the Way by the Raspberries?
That's their worst song and you know it.
Don't forget.
See, he has the worst. Oh, it's the aminal. Oh, don't hurt the aminal. Bite him.
Where are we?
Oh, the raccoon. Is that ferret? Is that the raccoon baby?
Well, he's sad.
Oh.
From.
Okay.
Let's rock it as a baby.
Yeah. See, now I'm not gonna like it. Look at that song. See, now I'm just gonna be mocking the song the whole time. Lego people. Is he gonna be outside of space without a helmet for like an hour like he was in the first one? I didn't like that part. I always fall asleep then.
We have been running.
More songs for case smell.
That's Gamora.
That's gonna be a case smell. Is that the doggy?
Yes,
Oh, that's the doggy!
that's Cosmo.
That's the doggy!
Space Doggy.
Doggy!
Pete, I'm done running.
That's that song. That's that song. It's just slowed down. See? That song. I hate it. So this already has a strike against it because of that song. The Dogs of the Holiday Special. See, you know who else is in the holiday special?
Kevin Bacon.
No. What's the one thing that's going to get me to hate a movie more than anything else? The music. The bad music.
Oh, yeah.
The bad music.
Oh, the Waitresses song is in the holiday.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Then I'm never going to watch it. I'm singing like Billy Corgan.
Oh, that's really great.
He was in it. You're watching it, and I listen over, I hear Billy Corgan. Oh, God, this song. And this song's going to copyright me, isn't it? This song's going to get me. And this is a song. Who's the Space Hog in the meantime? Is that what this is? Is this Space Hog? This is Space. I didn't like Space. Space Hog should have stayed in the goddamn 90s. They should have stayed in the 90s and should have never left, because that's one of those songs like Zombie and like Creep and all these bad ones that should have never, ever, ever left the 90s, but somehow they're still haunting me to this day. To this day, and I cannot escape these bad songs. You know what I had to do? I had to go and find all the good songs from the 90s, like the Frank Blacks and the Babes in Toylands and the good stuff and the Smithereens, even though they're from the 80s. But all the good stuff to counteract all the bad stuff that will not leave ever, ever, ever. Space Hog haunting me. To face the music. Can you blow up Space Hog in this? If you blow up Space Hog metaphorically in the movie, not in real life or anything, can you have the Guardians of the Galaxy versus the bad soundtracks in the Guardians of the Galaxy? Then I'd be happy. Then I'd be happy.
Fly away together.
I don't want to fly away with anybody. I want this music to stop. I want this music to die.
What last?
And this is even worse because it's a long, slow version. That means it's longer. It takes forever to get through. He paid for it. He's using it. Oh, he's paid for it and he used it. Nebula. So who's this guy supposed to be? Did they race swap Alan Warlock? Is that who that guy is?
They're beautiful.
That could. Oh, it's an otter. Oh, he's got a robot arm though. See, now I'm gonna be sad because there's gonna be some robot otter guy. It's a monster.
Is that Adam Warlock? That's Adam Warlock.
Probably. He's gold. So I'm going to say yes. He beats up Nebula. She probably has it coming. He is Groot. He are Groot. I'm pausing it because of the song. We are Groot. No more Space Hog. Make it sound like a drunk Viking YouTuber on music. Does this mean another K-smell? I think this means another K-smell. The music of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We're gonna have to find out what else there's in there. Is he gonna get punished for hurting the baby lemur?
We'll kill anyone who gets in our way.
No, not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no people.
Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Now you're just making it sad.
All right, I like that line.
That's good.
I like that line. 5:23. 5:23. At least I'll be drunk on margaritas when that comes out. All right, that is the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, 5:5. Whoop! I'm big again. This might be another K-Smell album. So people are mad that James Gunn directed it. I don't give a flying toss. That gets old real quick. That I can't talk about something because you're triggered that, James Gunn said a thing I didn't like 3 years ago. Do you even remember what he said? Because I don't. Because I don't. Like anybody, it's just tribal BS garbage. Cancel. I don't care. I'm so tired of cancel culture. I will not pile on actresses that the crowd hates. I will not support actors that look like women who can't defend themselves against their wives because the crowd wants me to. I am Mecca. You can't control me, and this video will never see the light of day because everybody's gonna hate it. I'm yelling. What's Gene Simmons' opinion?
Gene Simmons. It must shit. It doesn't have enough kiss.
Oh, people are gonna be so mad.
It doesn't have enough kiss.
Not even Brie. I've been defending the bitch for the past 5 videos. Because what's she been doing? She said she tweeted one little stupid thing. See, this is the thing. Nobody watches them anyway. Last 5 Brie Larson videos have been defending her. So no. I had to make Brie Larson videos defending her against the cult. Because the cult were stretching stupid shit, saying that she said something she didn't. They were pulling this twisted. Do people really, really think that the very person who dissects the bullshit Star Trek articles isn't going to dissect the cult doing the same thing? Why am I yelling? Why am I yelling, Rob? Why am I yelling? Is that all I had? Oh, we got Bob Iger news. You want to talk about it? Here, you can take the next segment. This is Rob's segment. Are you dressed? I gotta stand up. I gotta stand up.
I put on pants specifically for this.
For the Bob Iger segment.
For Bob Iger segment. Hello, everyone. I'm Bob Iger. Hello. Hello. I am. What? Can I snap myself in?
Yeah, you can if you want.
Where is?
Video capture.
Hold on. Where is this?
Yeah. You gotta do it at the same time.
Hold on. One more time. Ah, there it is. And yeah, you got
You're lighting a stove.
Our favorite Bob is back.
So
No, not the emoji.
In chat. Please don't think I'm mad at anybody.
Yes. Disney CEO Bob Iger responds to speculation of a sale to Apple. Newly appointed Disney CEO Bob Iger responds to speculation of a sale to Apple. He said that in the headline. Following his return to the role upon Bob Chapek's departure. And I still gotta get that Office Space thing. Hey, Bob. The Bobs. I gotta go. The Bobs want to meet with me.
This is what? This is the one. So this is the rumor about selling to Apple?
Yeah.
I don't think they can because Monopoly.
No, because Disney would control.
Bigger here.
Yeah, well.
With that full screen.
Yeah. Disney.
If you want it smaller over there, you can change it.
Yeah. Disney CEO Bob Iger responds to recent speculation of a sale to Apple following his return to the position upon Bob Chapek's sudden departure. Iger originally succeeded Michael Eisner as CEO in 2005, holding the position until his original departure in 2020. Under Iger's original tenure, Walt Disney saw major... Ow, you all right?
I hit my elbow. And it hurts really bad because it's my elbow.
You got dinged on the...
It's fine. I got dinged on the corner of the thing. Ow. Feel sorry for me. It hurts.
Sorry.
No, I'm not mad at anybody in chat. I hope people think I'm mad in chat.
Okay.
Well, that guy left already anyway.
All right. Marvel Entertainment.
Really?
Walt Disney Company saw major acquisitions of Pixar, Marvel Entertainment, Lucasfilm, and the entertainment assets of 20th Century Fox, while expanding the company's theme park ventures. And reshaping its strategies. How's my double chin looking here? As reported by THR, Iger addressed recent rumors surrounding his intentions for the company's future during a town hall meeting after his first day as Disney's returning CEO. It has been previously reported by insiders that the CEO had been considering a merger with Apple, where he previously served on the board of directors, to address missteps taken during Chapek's tenure and to solidify his legacy. Oh my. Ooh, Bob Iger. He's gonna solidify. I got something he can solidify. Ooh, oh my. Before affirming his commitment to taking moves help reinvigorate the company's profits, and first and foremost, before any high-profile decisions further. Why Iger returned to Disney to replace Chapek. Iger's Disney return came as a surprise to many, with the former CEO only having resigned from the company in 2020. However, it is undeniable that the company took great strides under his leadership through its theme park developments, both globally and domestically, acquisitions of various companies, and reprioritizing the studio's animation efforts. As such, it is understandable why higher-ups at the company may seem him as an ideal candidate to replace Chapek following his departure. No?
Who?
Bob Iger. As the company saw expansion of highly profitable ventures at the box office
and at the parks. Well, not for nothing. Bob Iger, he's not just like a CEO. He worked his way up through the company. And granted, he probably he's a very educated man, but he was gonna have an easier time. He was gonna rise, easier time to rise. He wasn't pushing a broom, Under JPEG, the Walt Disney Company faced a number of public controversies and poor decisions. The CEO faced criticisms that the company's stance on the Florida's "Don't Say Gay" bill, following reports that the company had funded what?
I have a violent reaction when I hear anything about that bill.
Well, they funded anti-LGBTQ legislators behind the bill, and casting doubt on Disney's pro-LGBTQ plus image. Disney's position
Didn't they give money to the left and the right, though? Because that's what they usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you usually give to conservative candidates for some tax things.
And then liberals for social issues. That's exactly. They donated money to DeSantis' campaign, and being in Florida, it's understandable why.
Mutating into a movie monster. For me, it's like the "Don't Say Gay" stuff. That does turn out that I do turn into a demon because of that. I get so tired of hearing about it because they've just had this huge push. This is what's so disingenuous to me with disingenuous. It's with me is that so many people went around saying, "Oh yes, we're all for inclusivity and diversity, and we don't hate gay people," and then pretty much everything is just to keep kids from knowing gay people exist because they might be gay. And I'm like, if a kid's born gay though, or trans or whatever, I don't know when is the right time because I'm a childless YouTuber and have no business interfering with what those parents say. And that's what has been really, really triggering me with all of this, is every single person having this high and mighty, holier than thou. If you don't agree with us, then you're out. If you don't agree with this message, you're part of the problem. Then you clearly are condoning this Disney communist takeover by turning the world gay and blah 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 blah. And I don't care. I don't care that much. It's not that much of a conspiracy to me. It's not that big of an issue that, people aren't gay in TV. I just don't like it when they go and swap out, like with Willow. Look at Willow. Nobody was swapped out to be gay. Nobody was swapped out to be diverse. This is just the next generation of people, right? Mm-hmm. Pull up the picture of Willow. It's on the tab, the gay romance there. That one. Scroll back to the picture there. Nobody, these are new, scroll down. These are all new characters that are gay. These are new characters that are diverse. Don't care one flying fuck that they're gay. Don't care one flying fuck that they're diverse. Mm-hmm. I care when they have something that's established that I've seen and they're like, no, you didn't see that. Don't try and gaslight me. I know what I saw. I know that Elrond had dark hair and wasn't a blonde guy with a big alien head. He just had slanty Romulan eyes. I know what I saw. So that type of stuff. Stock took a hit. Stock took a hit with everything, though. Did everybody who's reporting on this forget that 2020 happened and every stock went down? It wasn't because of woke stuff. It was because of the 2020 shutdowns, lockdowns, supply chain. It was because everything was sitting there on boats off the coast of California. It was because of all this stuff that all stock was tanking. It wasn't just this. And if you look at when this stock was dropping, all stock was dropping back then. Because of the COVID stuff. Because of the aftermath of a lot of this COVID and the start of the recession. So people acting like, oh, well, we're making an effect on Disney because we're making... No. They're still doubling and tripling down on this stuff. That's why Willow is all gay characters. That's why. Right?
Rob, Mike, are you gonna play the new God?
Iger is a safe way to get the price back.
Am I gonna play the new God of War game? Well, I don't have a PS5.
Okay. Iger's a safe way to get the price back. Iger is not going to affect the stock prices one bit. Iger isn't going to affect it. I think JPEG was a good patsy to blame on the stock prices for the investors and for people who don't quite understand. Like, this is for people's welcome to politics, for everybody's first day in politics. Okay, welcome to everybody's. No. You'll have something to contribute. We've seen how many recessions have we lived through?
I've lived at least through. Let's see. There's one in the
80s,
70s,
one in the 90s,
the 70s. I remember odd even gas days.
Yeah.
And that's how far I know. Tomorrow it's showing this. Tomorrow is odd, and they have to designate certain letters at the end of your license plate,
right, for
gas. So I remember odd even gas days. 70s, 80s.
Jeff B, what quarter are we in? We're in fourth quarter.
90s,
every business goes up during fourth
90s,
quarter. It's Christmas season.
90s,
every business. We have how many properties that are just
2000s
debuting in Disney?
So this recession. So I've at least lived through 6 recessions.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the kangaroo crown. I'm going to take over Australia.
Yeah, I mean, the stock prices aren't up so high that they were before the recession. You're seeing minuscule changes in stock prices right now that happen all the time in the middle of these great recessions. You're going to see a little bit of a spike during fourth quarter, and the first quarter comes around. Mark my word, because I've been through this how many times? Right, this is what I do. This is my thing. You see, especially if first quarter comes around, everything goes back, and everything, all the prices, everything, all the reporting, all your profits, everything kind of goes down. So the stock prices of Disney are probably going to go down a little bit in first quarter, because what do they have coming in first quarter?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck all. They don't have anything in first quarter. It'll start to rise again in spring when we have things drop.
Whatever the big February movie is now.
Whatever the big February movie. See, that's the beginning of the second quarter around there.
Second quarter is March.
Second quarter. Well, February, March. We won't really see it yet.
5 recessions for me. Missed one being 70s being born. I mean, there's 73. I mean, it was.
Yeah. So this isn't going to affect it nearly as much as people seem to think, because your stock investors, unless you only started paying attention to politics in 2020, which a lot of people did, admit it, a lot of people did because of the lockdowns. Unless you only started paying now, because I was paying attention quite a lot beforehand, I just didn't like to talk about it because then you start being disagreeable, and then you start losing people because you disagree. However, I don't care anymore if I disagree or if I'm disagreeable. Now, I'm kind of past what people think. Now, so people who are looking at this with the investment, they're going to look at this in a longer term right now. Bob Iger's not going to be there forever. He's only going to be there for probably 2 years until they train somebody up, because they can't train anybody now. Right now, they're in save money mode. So right now, we're in save money mode. We're no longer hemorrhaging. We're just kind of putting a Band-Aid there and saying, okay, we're going to stop doing whatever we can blame Chapek for, even though it was really nothing, because he was just a placeholder anyway to write out the coup, which we knew was coming in. And so we're going to train up somebody. Who else is coming in? Who else is next in line after Iger?
I have no
because
idea.
Somebody's going to be coming in to come up. Probably Kathleen Kennedy. Probably Kathleen Kennedy. I wouldn't be surprised. You watch. It's going to be Kathleen Kennedy. Just because she's the least likely person, but she's a woman in Hollywood, and they can bring her up. They can promote her up.
They can fail her upwards.
You watch. She'll be the one, because they're going to try and train somebody to come in. They're going to try and train somebody to come in after Iger.
Who's the guy who took over as CEO of GM? Not Rick Wagoner. It wasn't Bob Lutz.
But yeah, but Iger's not going to be permanent. He's going to be there 2 years max while they train somebody under him. All right, what else is going on in this?
Okay. Under Chapek, the Walt Disney Company faced a number of public controversies, poor decisions. Okay, yada yada. We read that.
$100 a share ain't too shabby for a company. Well, Disney stock was going around 700s a couple years ago. I remember.
Yes, Disney's position was called
out. What are
out.
they at now? Let me look.
Disney's position was called out by audiences, several creative talents who'd worked with the Disney charity and advocacy groups, who further critiqued Chapek's initial refusal to address the legislation. Chapek's tenure also saw the company pivot towards releasing certain films through Disney Plus during the great toilet paper shortage. Mm-hmm. While the decision was positively received, during the toilet paper shortage, it also met with scrutiny from numerous figures across the industry.
Okay, so here's the last year in Disney. Yeah, this is the last year. It's going up, but not enough to fart at. It's really not going up enough to fart at, guys. So if you look at the last year, here, let's look 5 years. Let's look the last 5 years. Like, they want Iger back because he was doing a lot of controversial crap right before 2020. But yeah. And that's why the stock was high. He was doing a lot of controversial stuff. He was buying a lot of stuff. However, he's not going to stick around for too long.
By the way, I found a video of Bob Iger actually meeting the Pope. I started laughing when I saw it. Send that to me on Twitter.
If anybody has. Oh, God.
Send that to me on Twitter. You could at me at Robot Shlomo. I'm the only
Or on Discord.
I'm the only, or on Discord.
Yeah, Disney's at $98 today. A couple years ago, it was at $700s. So, I can see why they wanted Bob Iger back, but he's not going to stay for very long. He's there to put a Band-Aid on it. He's not going to get it back up to the $700 mark, though.
I have Dylan Forge. Are you on Discord? Are you on Discord? Iger was the reason the stock price dropped. So anyway, news industry insiders and studios, including Iger, upon news Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit following decision to release Black Widow simultaneously through theaters and Disney Plus.
Michael Keller, I disagree that he was the reason the stock price dropped to begin with. I still think a lot of that was because of lockdowns.
Yes.
A lot of that.
With the company... Where am I? With the company reporting that it fell short of profit expectations during the fiscal fourth quarter report of November 8th, Chapek was suddenly dismissed from his position with Walt Disney's vast domination over the industry.
Oh, so they're admitting he's fired, though, at least. They're admitting he's fired.
Well,
who was saying he quit? Did somebody say he quit?
I don't know. Where am I? And the pop culture, various properties and business ventures, many were surprised at reports of Iger's rumored intention to sell the company to Apple. While Chapek's tenure saw the company subject to numerous controversies and failures, Iger's return may be seen by higher-ups as an attempt to revitalize the company as he did following the tumultuous final years of Michael Eisner's reign, rather than having the result to immediate merger. With Iger reportedly ultimately regretting Chapek's appointment and immediately dismissing the possibility of sale to Apple, it may be possible that the returning CEO already has a long-term plan to help return Disney to its former success. See, here's the thing.
I would love to hear you do a whole documentary like you used to do on the other channel on this. Because this would be really in your wheelhouse.
Here's the thing. I was a big admirer of a guy named Sergio Marchionne. For those who don't know, he was CEO of Fiat. He turned Fiat around in Europe. He merged Fiat with Chrysler. But Chrysler was too small, and Fiat was too small of a brand to survive on their own. So ultimately, but sadly, Sergio passed away, and now Fiat Chrysler is part of what's called the Stellantis Auto Group, which is Fiat, Peugeot, Citroen. I can't remember. There was another one, and Fiat Chrysler, and Maserati, Ferrari, which Fiat owned. Here's the thing. Disney, you merge like that if you're too small a company to survive on your own. Disney is not a quote unquote small company like that. Disney has a lot of resources. I don't see them needing to merge or sell to Apple.
No, they're one of these corporations. If anybody watches The Company Man, he does a lot of the fall of corporations.
Yeah.
He calls these companies too big to fail. I don't know if it's just him, but he's used that term a lot.
Yeah.
And you get these corporations that, like Disney, like Sony, like any of these, they get too big to fail. So no matter what, they can always sell off a piece. They can always that's the worst thing that they would probably do is sell off a piece. Sell Star Wars back to George Lucas or something.
If they're gonna sell everything, the assets are
worth more though.
The assets are worth more as a whole than they are piecemeal like that. But the point is this. See, Disney I don't want to call them too big to fail, but they're going to be fine.
Yeah, well, here, they rebounded a little bit. They did. I'll agree. They rebounded a little bit, Jeff B. So please don't think I'm like yelling at the chat if I disagree. It's respectfully, but they didn't rebound to where they were before 2020 though. And remember, that was like in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars on their stock prices before then. And
Disney of all things, Disney, you don't realize how many things Disney owns. Mm-hmm. Disney owns Vice. Disney owns ESPN. Disney owns
Family Channel, Spike TV, even
Disney
right?
owns GoPro.
Yeah,
Disney owns GoPro,
Hulu.
I mean, so they have a very diversified portfolio of assets. They own Fox's assets. Well, Fox's assets like MASH now and stuff like that.
Family Guy. I mean, that's a pretty big one.
But the point is, they have a very diverse portfolio. They may sell off a piece here, they may sell off a piece there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they are positioned so that they can weather whatever financial difficulty may come their way. Mm-hmm. Like I said, whereas opposed to a company like Fiat, like I said, they just do cars. The economy takes a downturn. And people don't buy cars. I'm like, okay, well, we have to regroup. They're back down to what levels, 220. I don't. But they're not going to be fun. If anything, they would have probably gone belly up in the late 80s, early 90s, because that was actually their lowest ebb. Yeah. Was back then.
And then they had to bring back the animated movies. So. They're going to have to do something big, like do another hand-drawn animated movie. They're going to have to like bring in Don Bluth and do something like big.
They've had a string of failures. And missteps. Strange World is certainly a failure. Solo is a failure.
On the Financial Channel. Dude,
Yeah.
I do like talking. No, I do like talking about this stuff, but it kind of gets a little too.
It's a little too inside.
Heavy.
As I say, it's a little too inside baseball.
Yeah.
And okay, but at the same time, like I said, they have enough things in their portfolio to be able to diversify. If they can get more, they need to get their big properties on track. They need to get Marvel back on track. They need to get.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna give them a good boost.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think that's gonna do really well after seeing the trailer.
Yes, because Guardians of the Galaxy, because you got someone who knows the property.
That's gonna do really well.
It is going to do very well. I think it's gonna do $1 billion.
Yeah, after seeing the trailer, that's gonna do well.
And yeah, Adam Warlock. I mean, geez, I wish.
I've been waiting for that one.
I wish James Gunn was going to stick around to do more. I mean, he was supposed to be helping run the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Carlos.
Here's the thing with him. Maybe he'll just stay over DC for a very short amount of time.
The story of Carlos Ghosn is interesting. He too saved Nissan only to escape to Japan after investigation by the Japanese into corruption. Yeah. And
wrong pipe.
Nissan's sales are down 20% year over year. So I mean, take that for what it's worth. It's not some, and we all know it's not some skinny actress's fault. I drive a Nissan. We get you where. Shut up.
Nissan, get you where it needs you to go. She has that creepy smile. I can't even do a smile that creepy. Because she just turns to the camera, and it's so creepy.
If you drop the taco, it gets to okay, Chris Kelling, fix it again, Tony. Chris Kelling, look up the ad with Tony, fix it again for Fiat, where the guy comes into the service station. He's got a broken mirror. He says, I got a broken mirror. And the typical Italian mechanic, this is very bad. He calls, Salvatore, Paolo. Oh, no. What is this? What kind of car is this? Hey, no leather seats, no this. What kind of caveman to drive a car like this?
That's a racist accent, Rob.
And he says, well, I am the race. I am that race.
I am the race.
So and he goes, he says, don't worry, they're assessing the car. And he says, oh, where is it the sexy? No sexy. He says, come on, have an espresso. They're going to fix your car. They fix.
They fix. Yeah, and that's typical of my father used to go, come on, we're going to fix. And so, they bring the car away. The guy has an espresso, bring the car away. It's a brand new Fiat 500X. Ah, bellissimo. This is your car. We fix. And the thing is, like I said, he's driving a kind of a bland car, but there's nothing sexy about it. Nothing unique or sexy about it. But it's actually it's actually the new trailer for the Transformers movies. I'll go watch that in a little bit. But it's a very kind of interesting take. It's actually one of those things they lean into that, and that's what you call the subversion of expectations. They lean into it. They subvert the archetype where Fiats are junk, and they fix it again. Tony says, "Tony's, we fix." Tony, this is very bad. We're gonna fix it again. And then it says the girl comes in with an SUV, and he goes, "Who drives a tanker like this?" And the old man with the espresso, "La guerra finita." The war is over.
He's got a Zune now.
Rob, you look up on YouTube Disney's Mr. Ch. Okay, I will. I'll look that up.
Peter Quill's got a Zune. That's why he has the Space Hog song.
He's got a Zune?
Yeah, I remember he found a Zune in the last one.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Gave him a Zune.
MP3 player, yeah.
Yeah. Zune.
I used to have a Zoom, not a Zoom. Is it a Zoom?
The Zune.
No. Yeah, the Zoom.
It was the other version.
Yeah, do you remember the Zoom, the guitar thing?
No.
There's like a little thing you wear on your strap and have all these effects in it.
No.
A lot of people bought it. My guitar teacher told me, don't bother. It's, it has way more effects than you're ever going to use. It's overpriced. So you're better off just buying individual pedals, Sounds like a company that knows how to write ads. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Fiat's got down to one model in America, so. But anyway.
The Zune.
Like I was saying, though, the death knell for any modern fantasy like that is I'm making it for modern audience. That's true. There's some. Listen, you. Okay, now I'm going to use a great example. Airplane. Mm-hmm. Abrams Zucker. Do you know why everybody's dressed like it's 1950?
Because they wanted it to be timeless.
Exactly.
But I remember on the commentary, a few of those collars snuck in.
A few of those collars did sneak in. The guys, the kid and everything.
Those wide 70s collars. Ugh.
You make it for a modern audience, you date the movie. You want to make things timeless as possible. That's why Star Wars still looks modern. The first couple movies, the first trilogy, that's why it's still modern, is because they could have had a disco soundtrack. No, they had a classical music score. They wanted to make it as timeless as possible. Harken back to those Flash Gordon serials. Michael Keller.
This looks like a guy who kidnaps you and makes you play Yahtzee.
Fiat for Italian.
Look at that guy. Florida man, 37, arrested for kidnapping people and forcing them to play Yahtzee for 36 hours straight.
Looks like the Heat Miser from.
I don't know if it's real.
That can't be real. That
can't be real.
I don't know.
Look it up. CBS
Find a
News.
couple different sources on that.
CBS News.
Fix in Swiss German means doing drugs. Well, get your fix. I mean, that's
on Route 66.
That guy looks deranged. So, but we were saying you want your properties to be as timeless as possible. Captain America: The First Avenger, timeless. Iron Man, apart from a few things like they say MySpace, to make a reference to MySpace, pretty timeless. You can watch that now, and you can't really hold it to any specific date. Yes, some of the computer operating systems they use might look a little dated.
Did you see?
Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That's. Thank you, Michael Keller.
Should we?
Like I said, there are things that are gonna be. There are things that are gonna date certain movies, but you're still gonna be able to.
Should we talk about?
Fiat was still making biplanes when they surrendered in World War II. Well, listen, Italy. Italy. They say what you want. Some of the first trucks actually came out of Italy.
first heavy military trucks coming
So
in.
what was the...
But anyway.
To interrupt, what was the whole... Sum up the article here. What were
So,
they
okay,
saying? Why
so-
he is or isn't? Because I was like...
Well, like I said, we get derailed.
It's all right. It's all right. I hate it when it gets into the Don't Say Gay bill because that's where everything was split to politics for me, for everybody, and that's what like really made a lot of YouTube not fun for me is when they switched to politics. So.
The main focus here is that they didn't just hire Bob Chapek to fill a seat, to fill a chair. Okay. If they bring him back, it says, Bob, okay, we want you back. Okay. We need, if I'm going to come back, we need a strategy. So, Bob Iger he's a smart guy. Mm. Okay. I'll go on record and say it. You can say he's mishandled that. He's not stupid. He's going to have a strategy. He's going to have a long-term strategy for Disney to come back as CEO.
I think he's only going to be there 2 years, though. That's my gut.
I don't know. He's not going to run for president now in this field. In 2024. 2028, hard to say. Depends if how good his health is. Depends what the landscape is.
Well, they're going to have to get him in as like Congress or something. When's the next midterm?
Next midterm is the presidential election is going to be 2024. Then there's congressional elections and everything. Then the midterm after that will be 2026.
So that might be where he comes in.
Listen, I don't think we have the appetite anymore for another businessman to run for president. I really don't think. Take that as you will. That's not disparagement on anybody, but I just don't think the American public is going to want another businessman with no experience in government, with very little acumen for the job. Okay. Now you could say he could learn the job. Okay, fine, but I'd rather have him learn the job beforehand. That's me. That's my opinion. But Bob Iger, he's going to have a long-term plan for this. Mm-hmm. They're not going to hire him and they say, "What are you going to do? What do you want to do?" I don't know. What do you want to do? I mean, they're not hiring me for that reason. Like, I have no idea how to run a company.
Well, realistically, he'll play down the what's this? Bernard Hill came out and attacked Rings of Power. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the guy from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I'll find that article. Let me find that.
Hold on.
Actually, if you want to find that, you can find that.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I saw that. You want to find that article?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was on here. Latest. Here.
It's a money-making venture.
There you go, from Variety. Yeah, I saw that.
Williams actor Bernard. Is it Bernard or Bernard? Bernard.
I don't know.
Bernard Hill slams Lord of the Rings of Power as a money-making venture. Not interested in watching it. Yeah, like I said, they were actually.
Read it. Let's read the article. See what it says. This is pretty interesting.
Bernard Hill, the actor best known to Lord of the Rings fans around the world as King Theoden, hit out at Amazon's Lord of the Rings of Power in a recent interview with Metro. The Rings of Power aired its 8th episode in first season on Amazon Prime this fall. When asked if he watched the show, he'll snap back, "No, not interested. It's a money-making venture. I'm not interested in watching that or being in it." Hill said, "Good luck to them," and all that stuff, but it's not like it's a real thing.
Oh!
Ooh. Ooh. That. Ouch. Get some aloe for that burn. Hill was then asked if Lord of the Rings franchise should have ended with Peter Jackson wrapped up with the original trilogy with Return of the King, to which the actor responded, "Completely yes." Oh, man. I think they were pushing it when they made The Hobbit. The Hobbit is Hobbit's a tiny book. Hill said they did it well. They did it really, really well. They expanded it, but I think you can only stretch a piece of elastic so far. I think they managed it in The Hobbit because there were some really good things in The Hobbit, without a doubt. Hill will never know what's in Rings of Power as he refuses to watch it. The showrunners of the series have mapped out a 5-season plan for The Rings of Power, which stands as the most expensive television show ever made, with a first-season budget north of $400 million. If all 5 seasons of the show get made, it will cost Amazon north of $1 billion. Critics were largely favorable to Rings of Power. No, they weren't. Yeah, they were, but not by the end. With Variety calling the series sweeping and gutsy. While it's still unclear if Hill's Lord of the Rings co-stars Elijah Wood, Billy Boyd, Sean Astin, and Dominic Monaghan watched Rings of Power, the 4 main Hobbit actors from Jackson's original trilogy did support the series against racist trolls online. Notice they're not saying if they liked it or not. Who were outraged over inclusive casting in Rings of Power. Amid racist backlash, the 4 actors posed for photos wearing t-shirts that featured ears of Middle-earth creatures in various skin tones. You are all welcome, wrote on Twitter. All 8 episodes of Rings of Power Season 1 are now streaming on Prime Video. That is something. That's something here. I probably shouldn't have the piece of candy, but I'm going to. Ooh, I got a Snickers. I got a Snickers. See, it's green screening out now. See, it's green screening out, which is actually kind of cool. I kind of like that. So, but the whole Rings of Power. Rings of Power. I mean, people. I mean, come on, Rings of Power. You mean you manipulate the public, you manipulate your audience into trying to say it's good or not. I mean, so that they can't answer honestly. Drop the Snickers, get in the car. Right now, so many broadcasters would be having a fit. Don't eat on the air. It's not on the air. It's on YouTube. No, not minty. Just green wrapping. Just green packaging. So, I got... just about every Hitman game in my Steam library. I got Blood Money, Contracts, the second one. I got the second one running without the blacked out character. Because sometimes like those, because there's a problem with the shaders.
Okay.
So anyway.
I had to clip it.
You had to clip
I
it?
clipped that.
Upload as a short?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it uploads as a short, but yeah, I wanted to clip that because that was funny. We weren't recording. Oh, well.
Hans von Bernadette. I should stream news. Yes, I should. There was what online. I'm keeping a lookout on just for games. I gotta get Mixcraft or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I missed that. It's a good program. If you're doing any audio recording, and you have Windows, if you don't have a Mac, and you have Windows, don't have access to GarageBand, Mixcraft is a very good alternative. I found it literally by typing in GarageBand alternative for Windows, and it came up Acoustic and Mixcraft. So that's that. Mm-hmm. So I'm chopping all my way through Starbar. Oh God, Starbar! I missed those. What else is there? What else I have to talk about? See, I only got my water over here. See, I kind of like talking to everybody. I can grab my water. See, this is only gonna partially green screen out. See that green screen, that part green screens out. See, let's see what green screen's out on everybody. Let's play a game. Okay, will this green screen? So
no chicken sandwich review.
Oh look,
that does. This
green screen mostly. This okay. Will this green screen? Will this green screen? No, I'm not gonna go in there.
If I hate a song, it just really ruins my reaction, doesn't it? Have you noticed that? I'm thinking, should I upload the Guardians of the Galaxy thing? Because 90% of it is me yelling about the song.
Well, what happened to? Well, we know what happened to those guys. They all went on to
to work on other things. You know, one wanted to do the car wash thing, one wanted to do the McDonald's thing, one wanted to do. Went back.
Who?
We got actually Epic Games had Rogue Squadron for free. Has anybody played Rogue Squadron?
No.
No? Okay, that settles that then. Yeah.
So Kanye loves World War II bad guys. Did you know that?
Jeremy Allen White gaining 40 pounds of muscle for new film, The Bear, led to 4A24 script. What? Landing on my desk.
Kanye made Alex Jones blush. He said he loved somebody.
And Kanye said he loved a certain person with a mustache. I'm not gonna
Not
give you,
Ron Mayle.
I'm not gonna.
Not Ron Mayle even.
I'm gonna give you a hint.
Moist ones. It's Charlie Chaplin.
Kanye.
He green screens out here. This guy.
He's green.
Does he green screen out?
Yes, he does. Look at him.
He's a Tamagotchi.
He's not. Wait. Hello.
Oh, that's racist stuff. Oh, stop. What color is his mouth? Is it black?
Yeah. Yeah, it's black. So. Check. That's actually kind of neat. I like that.
Tamagotchi.
I kind of like that. Hello, I'm Tamagotchi. Hi, how are you? I'm Tamagotchi. I'm Tamagotchi.
He's a plush of the virtual pets.
No, it's this guy. So.
Does this banana green screen out?
I don't know.
Here.
Why does yellow sometimes green screens?
Sometimes. This one doesn't. Okay.
Oh, this is partly
Turn
a little bit, but not in certain light.
Well, I have more light on.
All right. Do I want to? I'm going to vacate this chair.
How about the avocado?
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, look at that.
It's from the rigged claw machine. You can't win anything from it. David Bussets.
The whole idea, the claw machine. I mean,
Well, they're literally rigged. They're e-claws, so they are literally rigged. Like,
Really?
you know how claw machines work, Rob. You have old ones that work and are, set to skill, and you have the new ones that are set on a payout.
well, the ones that are.
Am I right, chat? I'm right, chat, right?
I mean, you have the claw, but one of the big problems is that if you ever notice the claw machines,
And sometimes, like the ones that like do this, they grab the thing and then they drop it.
well, first of all, the claws don't lock
Looking at
into
looking at pick up.
place.
So they'll go down, they'll grab it. Here. They'll go down, they'll grab, and then they'll open, and then they'll close again.
What happens is it gets to the top and then it jerks. It comes to it jerks when sometimes when it gets to the top because
and then they'll
just
throw the
because
thing
of
out if it's a little too small.
But what happens, like I said, the claws are rigged so they're connected so loosely that there's a lot of play in them. Mm-hmm. And so and one is actually shorter or longer than the other two.
Oh yeah, and Tim Burton is a racist now. I saw that. I did a video on that. That's the Wednesday video.
All right, Wednesday Addams. I want to just say very quickly. It's 3:40. Wow. Wednesday.
Looks quite different from here. Well, it looks quite different.
I'm gonna go on record. Wednesday Addams. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, it had some decent things. But it's the whole point of the Addams Family was that you have this weird family playing against a bunch of normies, and to them they're the normal ones. Everybody else is weird. That was kind of the fun of it. It was kind of a more what's the word for it? The Addams Family's not that far off from the Munsters, but the Addams Family's a lot darker. The Munsters is played for laughs. Like, no, the Addams Family.
Monsters were more wholesome.
Monsters were more wholesome.
The Addams Family was a lot of black humor. There's a lot of dark humor in that.
Looks like I'm grabbing his crotch. Oh no! Sorry, that's what it looked like. I was grabbing your crotch. No, here. How do I show?
Marilyn Monroe was the fish out of water. Yes.
Is this the one?
That is the one. Hi, everybody. Yes.
That's my keyboard, my other computer.
That's the keyboard, yes.
Were you unbuttoned?
No, the belt was all in here. So anyway.
I'm going to grab your crotch on camera.
Yeah, so...
He'll giggle a lot more. He'll probably push you away.
Everything... Like I said, the monster... Charles Addams was from the New York... I think there was New Yorker. Yeah, Charles Addams. Those cartoons appeared in the New Yorker. I mean, like I said... But the biggest problem about Wednesday Addams, that the show Wednesday, is that they plop Wednesday into this supernatural Hogwarts style school, and it diminishes her character having to play against all these other types, all these other people, because everybody now is like her, or everybody is. Mm-hmm. She's no longer the fish out of water. She's just trying to be the biggest fish. You know, and I don't like how she's the best at everything. She's the best at well, she's not the best at fencing. She's the best at dancing. She hates dancing, but she's good at everybody wants to be her friend. Like I said, I just don't like that aspect of it. And dear God, Gwendolyn Christie is a tall woman. Holy cow. I didn't realize how...
Well, compared to Jenna Ortega, who's like 4'11".
Yeah, but Gwendolyn Christie is like 6'3". How tall is Jenna Ortega? Let me see. Jenna Ortega, she's
short.
Freaking the girl in The Acolyte is only 4'11", you know that? Which means she's actually 4'7". She says she's 5'1". She's 5'1", which means she's 4'10". She's 5'1". Whatever your height is in Hollywood, add 3 inches. So Gwendolyn Christie's probably 6 foot, you know? Still tall for a woman. Because I always say, you know, everybody fudges on their height. I fudge on my height. I always say 5'7" on a good day. Now I'm maybe 5'6.5". But
I'm taller than you when I wear my boots with heels.
Yeah, you are.
How is that possible? I'm not even that tall, am I?
Gravity is a harsh mistress.
Yeah, but I'm not that tall. I guess I never realized I was that tall.
That's how. Like I said, gravity's taking its toll. So... Mom found a ticket from Beatles and went to Atlantic City Convention Hall. Yeah, that sounds about right. $4.90. That's what you're paying for a concert.
You paid $10,000 to see Taylor Swift in Las Vegas. Like,
well, I'm not paying it.
Yeah, well now, do you imagine how much Paul McCartney would charge?
Well, he charges $200, and that's for MetLife Stadium.
Well, I was watching Not Leaving Las Vegas, his video on the Taylor Swift concert tickets, and he was talking about Paul McCartney, and he said that Paul McCartney would probably never play here because he hates Las Vegas. So. But if he did, you'd probably be paying like $10,000.
Well, the other thing too is does he hate Las Vegas?
That's what he said.
I don't know. I've never heard him say anything bad about it. Maybe he just doesn't like the gambling aspect of it.
I don't know.
But
look up Paul McCartney hates Las Vegas. Let's talk about it.
Excuse me.
Paul McCartney hates Las Vegas. Happy birthday from Ron McDonald. This card entitles you to 1 McDonald's 100% beef hamburger and 1 serving of McDonald's famous golden brown French fries for free.
Hates Las Vegas.
Happy birthday.
Sir Paul McCartney says Las Vegas is the rockers' graveyard where you go to die, and he won't follow Elton John and Rod Stewart doing a stint in Sin City. He has slammed Las Vegas as rockers' graveyard where you go to die. He admits nothing attracts him about the idea of playing there. Oh, this is, he doesn't want to do residency. I don't blame him. Paul McCartney's dismissed the idea of embarking on a Las Vegas residency, reasoning that Las Vegas is where you go to die. In a lengthy interview with GQ, Beatles icon was asked if he ever considered following the footsteps of Elton John by taking on a mammoth run of shows in Sin City, or whether Bruce Springsteen has inspired him to hit Broadway. There's something I've been trying to avoid my whole life, McCartney said of Vegas residency. Definitely nothing attracts me about the idea. Vegas is where you go to die, isn't it? It's an elephant graveyard. Well, he's not wrong.
Adele? So you think Adele's career is dead? Because Katy Perry's probably is.
Yeah.
Is Adele? Oh, was she only like a 2-hit wonder? Maybe.
I don't know.
Rolling in the Deep and Hello. Or only...
As for Broadway, the musicians not really sold on the idea. Some people would like me to do it, as they say, I got plenty of stories and songs, plenty of songs. But one of the things that's holding me back at the moment is that Bruce has just done it. McCartney said it feels a bit like, oh, suddenly I'll do it now. Then, so I think that's made me a little reluctant to follow in his footsteps or follow the trend. While he's not completely against a Broadway stand, McCartney explained that he would just prefer to play with the band to a bigger audience or even smaller. I don't mind little clubs. I do a solo segment in the middle of my show at the moment, and to do a whole show like that, I'm not sure I fancy it. It might be a little too much hard work, he added. Mac opened up elsewhere. Mac opened up the time he sued the Beatles in order to save their music and company Apple. So he's not gonna open up sue the Beatles and their music company and the company Apple. Interview with GQ, McCartney elaborated on what he described as one of the biggest misconceptions of the Beatles split, saying they had no option but to sue the band in order to protect their music. McCartney officially announced his departure from the band in April 1970, and later that year filed a lawsuit which called for the group's formal dissolution. After years of further legal battles, he eventually won the rights to the band's music from EMI and music publisher Alan Klein. Klein took over the Beatles' business affairs in 1969 following the death of their manager Brian Epstein. Because I had to do that, I think I was thought to be the guy who broke the Beatles up and the bastard who sued his mates. McCartney told GQ, it was the only way for me to save the Beatles and Apple, and to release Get Back by Peter Jackson, and which allowed us to release Anthology and all these great remasters of all the Beatles records. It was to sue the band. He also revealed that if he hadn't taken such action, the Beatles would have lost the rights to their music. Okay, well, McCartney continued, if I hadn't done that, it would all belong to Alan Klein. The only way I was given to get us out of that was to do what I did. He said, I'll sue Alan Klein. And I was told I couldn't because he wasn't party to it. You've got to sue the Beatles. As you can imagine, that was horrendous. It gave me some terrible times. I drank way too much and did too much of everything. And it was crazy, but I knew that was the only thing to do because there was no way I was going to save it for me. Because there was no way I was going to work that hard all my life and see it all vanish in a puff of smoke. I also knew that if I managed to save it, I would be saving it for them too, because they were about to give it away. I loved this guy, Klein, and I was saying he's a fucking idiot. They love this guy, Klein, and I was saying he's a fucking idiot.
Who?
Alan Klein. Yeah, so McCartney said the dispute is led to one of the biggest misconceptions of the Beatles split. I suppose that when the Beatles broke up, perhaps there was a misconception that we all sort of hated each other. What I realize now is that because it was a family, because it was a gang, families argue. Families have disputes, he added. Last week, McCartney previously released unheard acoustic version of Calico Skies. I like that song. The original Calico Skies featured McCartney's 97 album Flammy Pie, his second highest charting album in the last 25 years. Calico Skies in the World Tonight Campfire acoustic version features a new box set containing unreleased demos, outtakes, rehearsal tapes from the album's recording sessions, and also contains the remastered version of the album. Box set was released July 31st. Yeah. I mean, for a long time, even Alan Klein has mitts on everything. Whereas no, not Control.
I mean, Alan Klein. Alan Klein even had. I mean, he had the possession of this guitar for a long time. His company had it, and they wouldn't give it back. Yeah, but Gilmore and Wright still can't reconcile. Paul, welcome to the opinion, but at the point he should play Vegas. Well, he's not. He doesn't want to do a residency. I mean, he also saw what happened to Elvis after that. You know, that was another thing too. I mean, plus the other thing too is that, listen, yeah, it's an expensive ticket, but he wants fans to go see him, not just people, not just tourists coming through Vegas. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. I mean,
well, because the fans are going to get gouged.
The fans are going to get gouged, and you're going to only have wealthy types going to see him. They're going to buy up all the tickets. They're going to see him. That's the other thing. Like I said, Alan Klein, John Lennon, the Epiphone Casino, the history behind the legendary Hollow Body. I mean, like I said, Alan Klein had his mitts on a lot of stuff. His company's called Abco. There was rumors fall migrant family business story. Hold on. The House of Stathopoulos. Let's see. Look at those glasses. George's glasses. Oh, talk about your frames not fitting your face. So, see, why the casino? Well, it's because...
Were those John's, though?
The glasses?
Yeah, did he give them to John, then?
Probably. I'm surprised I think it was Cincinnati. They played outdoors at Crosley Field.
Welcome to Music Talk.
See, Paul went to John Mayall's house, and he's a blues musician, John Mayall, and he said, "Hey, Paul, check this out." And he brings out this guitar, and Paul said, "Wow, hey, this is really nice. I've been looking for something like this. That's gonna, a lot of resonance, getting feedback." So he went down to the music store. He picked one up. And then George and John said, "Hey, Paul, what you got there? Oh, check it out, mate. It's my new guitar. It's my new guitar." And so George and John bought one. And then in '68, John sanded the finish off of it. See, that is... A lot of people don't realize that's not a finish. See, this isn't a finish. This isn't a satin, because they do this now in a satin finish or light gloss. That's not a satin finish. That's bare wood. He sanded it down to the bare wood. He didn't sand it to the neck, and then George sanded his down to the bare wood as well. So that's why now it looks all weathered, like this.
Gina Darling's in Japan.
That is currently in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So when final breakup is only went to primal therapy inspired by prison for release. Okay. But the other thing too is that you can't see it from here. John took the tuners off. He took the stock tuners off, and he put a set of Grover Rotomatics on it, which actually I did in my casino too, very slowly. It took me hours to do it, just with the reamer. Why didn't you drill through the headstock? Because you could crack the headstock like that. This is Rob's gear talk. So, if you can find one used, the only problem is they don't come with a case. You have to buy the case. For extra $100, if it's for an instrument you're never going to sell, then George's has a Bigsby on it. Paul's has a Bigsby flipped upside down. I mean, so that's closer to Paul's. Once in a while, you see the Korean models turn up on Reverb. And you see the made in Japan models from the 80s come out, because they weren't selling these in America for a long time. By 1970, they stopped making them. So in the U.S., and they were relegated to Japan only. So the Matsumoto factory would crank them out. And actually, those are very highly sought after, and they are very, very, very expensive. Let me see if I can see Matsumoto.
Do you care about the Mandalorian? Not really.
Not particularly. Did you mean Matsumoto Epiphone? What the heck did I say? Mehihon? What's that?
I'm gonna see if I'm demonetized on the back end here.
Probably.
I probably am. I hope people aren't mad at me again. Did people get mad at me? Did I yell? Probably not.
Here it is.
Oh, I gotta change accounts.
I mean, this is... I mean, take a look at that. Take a look at that. Wow. That is nice. Let's see if I could...
Racism! Yeah, we did. I got the video of the Wednesday Addams was race. YouTube doesn't send notifications for my channel, so...
See, this is actually... Where's this? Oh, this is in France.
Oh, we're still monetized. Yay.
These turn up in These turn up in Europe
Nice.
and the UK from time to time, but they very rare from America. But just take a look at the finish on that bad boy.
That's pretty.
That is nice.
You can't have it.
Says who?
$700 shipping. Do you really want to spend $700 shipping?
No, you don't want to spend $700 shipping. If you're lucky, you can get $100 shipping, but you're getting it from the UK or France or something. So yeah, like a third of the cost is the shipping. But that is nice. That is gorgeous. Look at the wood grain on that. How's the Yamaha? Yamaha's doing well. The Yamaha's right now sleeping. It's sleeping in the case. It's actually being well cared for.
Seeing early over here. Well, thank you for being here, Michael Keller.
See now, look, see. Thank you, Michael Keller. Have a good one. No, okay.
Yeah, we're probably gonna wrap in a little bit here too.
See now, yeah, I'm just going through gear now.
What day is this? I don't even know what day it is.
See, this probably has 10mm post
Wednesday?
holes. This is Thursday.
It's Thursday. Yeah, we're gonna have to do like a whole breakdown of Wednesday. We'll do a whole breakdown of Wednesday in a bit.
But take a look. I mean, everything about this is just screams. It's just nicer quality. I mean, it's just. Oh wow, that is nice. See, I'd love them to do a reissue of those. They have the standard line. They've actually gotten rid of the turquoise color, which I was never crazy about, but I hate seeing options go away. They've gotten rid of the cherry red. The original they go in the vintage sunburst and the blonde, which is what people want because of the Beatles. Those are the two big finishes. But this I would love to see. I would love to see a reissue of this. Is this a veluted neck? No veluted neck. Okay. This is gorgeous. Matsumoku, CM86. This time, elitist models didn't exist. Well, guitars shown only no export. This is why it's so rare. Flight case is not included in the price. Shipping prices are calculated by Reverb. They seem a bit high to me, especially for the U.S. I'm open to discuss that. So this was listed 5 years ago. And somebody bought it. So, like I said, and you have other finishes. So anyway, so that's for that. I would love to see that reissued. They reissued the Noel Gallagher one. That's an awesome guitar that's an awesome guitar of the Yamaha. Yeah, the Yamahas. Every once in a while, you come across something that just surprises the hell out of you. And I walked into Guitar Center, and I said, and it took me several trips back, and I said, finally, I was like, I can't leave without this, Besides, I don't think you were going to let me leave without it either.
Mm-mm. Well, no, because I know how you are when you really want one, and I'm like, oh, you're going to regret this at that price point. Because I know enough about guitars, too, and how you react to the ones you really, really like. Because you reacted the same way to the one at Music around that time that you still regretted. Because that had the case. So.
The SG?
That first one.
Yeah.
Because you're like, for that price and that guitar and blah, 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 so...
Mm-hmm. So anyways, like I said, so this has been Gear Talk with Rob. So.
If I could do a whole channel about gear, music gear, I would. Because it's. Granted, there's people that know a lot more than I do, but I could just tell you what I like about something.
Yeah, but you like everything though.
No, I'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There's some stuff I don't like. I mean, I don't like I'm not particularly fond of Stratocasters. I'm not particularly fond of.
They don't stay in tune.
Well, something.
None of them have stayed in tune.
Well, SGs have great bodies. Yes, they do. And people accuse me of being a shill. People probably accuse me of being a shill for Gibson. I'm like, no, it's not being a shill for Gibson. It's just knowing what you like. And the fact that I have big meaty hands like this, and the fact that I can play a thicker neck, and then I can.
I can't.
And I like
compare. For comparison.
Look at that. See. I can get my hand around it.
I can't.
And you've seen my Les Paul.
Yeah, I can't. His Les Paul's too heavy and fat.
Yeah, I don't.
The neck's too.
And to me, that's a particularly fast neck. I like that neck, which is why I bought it. And I keep telling the story about I paid $500 in 1991 cash for it. The guy's mother was selling it. He was moving to Long Island with his girlfriend, and I said, "You still got the guitar?" "Yep." "All right, I'll be down with the cash." And I said, "How much?" "500. Here you go." "Really?" "Yeah, here you go." Here you go. No negotiation, no bargaining. No, I'll give you this. No, here you go. 500 cash. He got his money. I got the guitar.
Ooh. Ooh.
What is that?
Don't read it out loud. That'll be a secret thing to do.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that expensive?
Probably.
It's
a probably expensive. If anyone wants to help, donate and contribute.
Yeah, to
hint. A thing to try that's gonna.
Well,
be
Sandra Hammerslag. That was cheap. Back in the late '80s, early '90s, you could get just about anything. Rob's Insights and Guitars are awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. MH. $2 Australian.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Back in the late '80s, early '90s. Okay, granted, you didn't make as much money as you did now, and you have more resources like Reverb. You have the internet. You have eBay. You have all these other resources, and you have a lot. You have like stores like Music Around, Sweetwater, whatever. Okay, fine. You didn't have the resources you have now. However, that looks. That looks heart-stoppingly good.
Right.
So here's the thing about back then when you bought an instrument.
Excellent.
As I said, you didn't have the resources you have now, and you didn't make as much money. However, it was still doable. You had to save a little while, but you could still get whatever you wanted. I mean, you could get an SG for $350 back then. Try getting an SG for that now. You can't even look for that much money now. The case will cost you $350. What?
I'm distracting you. I think we're probably going to get donuts now because I'm seeing something right
I had worked a pissant job and when I was 18, 19 years old. I posted it's more like 3,500 now, 35,000. I worked a pissant job when I was 18, 19 years old. I scrimped and saved every penny I could for 6 months before I bought my first guitar. And you know what? Don't regret it now. But at the same time, again, you had to do your homework. You had to look. And the other option was, being from the East Coast, was to get on a train and go to New York. You go to New York. I remember back in summer 91, I had $800 cash in my pocket on the train, on Metro North, going to New York and walking up 6th Avenue to 48th Street to go buy a guitar. I couldn't find any, believe it or not, I couldn't find anything I liked. I mean, there was one Rickenbacker. Now, okay, this is 1991. The Gibson was starting to, the prices were starting to climb. Okay. Back in the 80s, Strats were retailing here secondhand for 1,000 Dutch. Is it Dutch francs? It was francs, right?
DFL.
DFL. I think Dutch. I think it was Dutch francs. Being distracted by guitar pictures or that Larry Zabu. Florence or Gilders. Okay.
Guitar pictures. Food, actually. Here, I sent it to somebody who might care about that part of it.
So there I am. I'm walking up the street. I'm walking up the street in 6th Avenue. And I'm walking past Radio City Music Hall. Now, for anybody who knows, I mean, New York is a far cry now from what it was. I mean, people talk about New York.
You know,
Tree Fiddy from Jahan.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I get a jiggle off camera.
It was $2 to $1 US. I say,
Excellent.
you want me to Bromsky?
You're supposed to. That's the thing.
So I'm going to, I walk up, and like I said, you know, there were a lot of freaks.
I gotta get something to drink. I'll be right back.
There were a lot of freaks walking around back then. So let me see if I can find a picture of Manny's. I probably can.
Do it with the capture off, just in case.
What?
The capture off before you bring it up.
Oh.
Yeah, don't search live.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay, hold on.
Just in case it pops up. No, that's you.
Damn it.
There you go.
So in case something naughty comes up.
Just in case.
So, okay, so now if anybody who's never heard of Manny's, it's no longer there. Sadly, regrettably. Manny's was the place to go if you wanted to buy anything. A lot of people came from all over the world to go to Manny's. Word of Manny's music? That can't be right. That's the Manny's I know. Manny, here you go. Sadly, what happened was Comcast bought the whole block, and they tore it down. So there's literally nothing there. Oh, Manny's in Australia. Let me put. I mean, Manny's had been there since the 40s. So, the problem is a lot of these freaking. I can't. Well, you're not gonna be able to see it, but not gonna be able to. For not secure shit. Okay, well, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's about as big a picture as I could find. So, yeah, they gentrified it big time. So, okay, so here it is. Manny's right here. Now, these are all pictures of famous people that have walked through the door. It became a big thing. You'd sign a picture, and you would, it would go up on the wall. They had pictures of everybody up there. Elvis Costello, Elvis Presley, the Beatles. All four of them. John Lennon used to go there. Paul McCartney went there. Bruce Springsteen. Everybody shopped at Manny's. Anybody was anybody. Guns N' Roses in that video Paradise City go to Manny's. I mean, it was something to behold. It really was. And across the street was a store literally called We Buy Guitars. and you would walk into it, and it would have all instruments hanging above you, hanging above you, hanging above you, hanging above you. There'd be a guy behind a counter, and over in a corner was, at the end of that, was an amp and a stool for you to try everything out. So I went to a lot of places, and there was a couple other ones, 48th Street Guitars and Rudy's Music. Rudy's Music was like one of the last vestiges of that old era, and they were there as late as 2013, I think. So 2012, 2011, whatever it was. So I walk into Manny's, I try a couple things out. I just look at a couple things. They had Firebirds, they had some Les Pauls, everything. I go across to We Buy Guitars, they don't have anything. I go a couple doors down, 48th Street. A lot of the 48th Street, there's one place that did custom builds. 48th Street Guitars did custom builds. I go to Sam Ash. I wish it was. I wish I was that thin back then. I go to Sam Ash. Now, one of the first Sam Ashes in the country is there. I go to Sam Ash, and they have on the wall the Rickenbackers right near the front of the thing. And they're surprisingly inexpensive, $450. And I really wasn't in the frame of mind of getting something, another hollow body. I just owned a hollow body. I wasn't in frame of mind getting another hollow body. Wanted a solid body. But that's one of the ones I really kicked myself. And if you notice the Smithereens video for A Girl Like You, Pat Denizio is playing something very similar. So probably the what they call the Rose Morris ones. Rose Morris Rickenbackers. But they also had the John Lennon 325s. And these were signature models. Back then, those were $1,600. And I said to myself, man, Yoko Ono cannot help herself but to try to find some way to cash in on his name. Great, a portion of the proceeds went to the Rainforest Foundation, the environmental causes or whatever it was. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? As much as I love John, as much as I love the Beatles, no, not doing that. And so I passed on those, but that Rickenbacker for $450, I really regret not getting. And then
$450 then is like $1,000 now.
Yeah, well, I had $800 in my pocket. $800 cash in my pocket, but I was looking for a solid body. That was the thing. Okay, and then I go back home, couldn't find anything, and a couple months later I buy the Les Paul. But at the same time, there were back then those deals. I mean, there were a lot of those deals. There were a lot of guys, and they were.
Now everybody sells it online. You used to be able to look on your like a thrifty nickel sort of thing. Did you have something like that?
Well, we had a
want ads.
We had want ads. Something called the Bargain News.
Yeah. That's like
every community has their newspaper.
The classifieds.
Yeah, the classified sections. Mm-hmm. But there was you would go into this place Bryan Guitars up, which wasn't too far from Southern Connecticut State University. Brian, it's a Sam Ash now. Go figure. It's a Sam Ash. But you would go in there, and they would have a case, the glass case, and you would go in there every couple of days, and they would have different models like a lining of the floor. I would look at the case. There were like Gibson 330s. There were 335s. There were Les Pauls. There were Les Paul Juniors. The single pickup, dog-eared pickup Les Paul Jr., which was a reissue, a 1990 reissue, was $450. $450, which is maybe $1,600 today. But now you try to buy something, you try to buy that guitar, it's a custom shop model, $3,600. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. There's not a whole lot that's different here on this than there is on this. Why are you jacking up the price by $2,000? Oh, well, it's custom shop. I don't care what it is. It's made in the same exact factory. All you're doing is you're making it in a separate corner of the factory, and you're charging a premium for it. For that custom shop thing. And I've yet to find a justification for any of that. But like I said, this was Manny's though. This was Manny's, and it's a case of you know what? It may be nostalgia, but I really do think when that whole block got torn down, bought out by Comcast for no good reason, we really lost something there. And I'm like, that was kind of a indicator that, you know, maybe music is kind of turning a corner. Maybe people are. I mean, what was that? Rick Beato did a thing where he listened to the top 10 people, the top 10 songs. He said, these are the top 10 songs in America, really, and it was just all the same auto-tuned garbage.
Yeah, everything is like every song. I downloaded illegally. I pirated the fuck out of it.
Illegally.
The TikTok, October's TikTok top 30 or something. Every other song was they start with snaps. Every other song. And it's just this redundant shit. Every song sounded the same except for Nicki Minaj.
Slide to the left.
I can slip it, I can slide it, I can lick it and ride it.
Custom shops, paints.
I'm afraid.
The stinger on the back of the neck. Regular issue guitar leaves the natural wood.
It's like Nicki Minaj rapping reminds me of Bart Simpson rapping.
I didn't do it, dude.
I can slip it, I can slide it while I lick it and ride it.
Well,
my name is Nicki Minaj, and I'm here to say.
Well, the big thing is now.
That's what she sounds like to me.
The other thing too is now we have. You know, where everything was made in America, and you would have anything that was imported was junk.
Yes.
The game has changed significantly for imported instruments. I mean, that Yamaha is an imported. It's made in Indonesia. The Japan models are imported. The quality is just head and shoulders above what you would find then. And you really have a hard time. I don't want to say you have a hard time justifying.
Where's my Flying V made?
It was made in America.
Okay.
It's probably made in the Nashville factory.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all made in Nashville, okay. Except for the acoustics, which are made in Montana, Bozeman, Montana. The hollow bodies used to be made in Memphis. They closed that factory down.
Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah. But the big thing is, I'm never gonna happen. If the whole problem I have is that you are paying to have it paying for the Made in USA stamp. You are paying for the name. You are paying for the quality. You're paying for qualified people. However, I would put that Yamaha against a majority of American-made instruments that are being churned out these days, because it punches way above its weight. It did more things. It did more what I asked than the $1,000 Fenders could, which is really astonishing. I mean, like I said, the quality has just gotten head and shoulders above so many things. So,
our hobby in Nashville is the best.
All right, I'm ready to vacate the chair. So yeah, so like I said, go watch the videos on the Yamaha Rev Stars. The Yamaha Rev Stars are fantastic, and it just really amazed me.
Here, what are you doing?
I'm on the wrong thing here.
Yeah, you're on the wrong.
It just really amazed me that I never was clued into, like, because you don't think Yamaha. I think motorcycles still. I think Yamaha. Mm-hmm. It's 420. It is 420.
Yeah, we're figuring out getting dinner or something pretty soon here. What do you want?
I don't know what I want. I really don't know. I haven't thought about it. It's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows.
You have too much fun with the green screen.
Yes, I do. Pay no attention to that man behind the green screen. I am the Prime Minister of Canada. That was a really good speech, guy. All right, I'm going to get up. But like I said, though, I mean...
We were going to talk about Kanye.
Chicken pot pie.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Kanye.
We got to talk about... well, what are you going to do? All right, I'm getting up.
Get out. I might do another stream of something tonight. I might play some games or something later tonight. I'll leave this up. Why not? I get up for like 5 minutes, and then he's here for an hour. Sorry about that. That's okay. I just have this trigger when it comes to the any article that has "Don't Say Gay" Bill in it. Oh, look at the Acolyte story. I'll save it. Did anyone care about the Acolyte being a chick's thing? Chick forced? Probably not. I'm getting hungry. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We've been live 2.5 hours. If this stays monetizable, I'll leave it live. That's right. He does like 99% of the work on the commercials and the trailers. That, I mean, I'll kind of give him an idea, and I'll yell out all the dialogue, and then he'll write down a little bit of it, and then he'll change it, and then I'll change it back to what it was, and then we'll change it again like 5 more times. But he does like all the editing of those and the voiceover-y stuff. So those are like, you know. But a lot of the time, like the All My Beanies and stuff were more. I wanted those to exist. Pretty much they exist because I say we need a thing for the thing. But, you know, he does like 90% of the work on them, so. But I do really, really enjoy those, so. There, that's better. Alright, so thank you so much. I'll leave this up. We will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. I'm sure I forgot something. I know people are going to be mad at me on Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't help it. I'm very defensive on those. Now people are going to be... That's the big thing. Is like, I don't want people... Like, sometimes I kind of enjoy pissing off people, but at the same time, it's like, well, I don't want people to be so mad at me that, you know, they're not going to watch. So it's like, what's the line there? Where's the road? Where's the... right? Where's that little balance where I can be like, oh, she didn't like it. Let's see what she has to say. And it might be something completely irrational. Like I'm a music snob and I didn't like the music or whatever. And I think that's what it is. I think it's because I'm a music snob, and if the music gets annoying for me, it'll ruin the experience. So that's probably it. I'm just a music snob, though, so. I am Mecca, and I will see you guys on the next video, a live stream, or wherever. Bye!